Vake Tali Folau. Ai whakawhihoko anga o e tonga I he kolope. This is Radio Vake Tali Folau, where Tongans can connect globally.
Malo moela maria hau eki pe a malo lele ia tonga kotoa pe. Tali lele ki motolu I he whiawhini pe a moe tau ngahi. Tali lele ki motolu I he whiawhini moe tau ngahi po kalama ko ia e whiawhi pule lulu pe a mei San Francisco, California. Te tau kamata ke polo kalama fo o koe ni ka koe polo kalama makehe ai au iloa koe Dateline Sports of Polynesia pe a e tataki atu ia e Bill mo ungaloa pe a mei Salt Lake City. Ko ia e tuku mua ke ate tau hiwa ke kamata ke tau pokalama, ko te lava ko ia te oanga e whainga maari e ma e kau whaho ko whatongia.
Wow.
Bill Mokamata, my sorry, I think I played the wrong song, but I think it's okay.
It's okay. Anyways, malo rei ka inga tonga. Hello to everyone that is joining us all throughout the world. Ko fie tuku pēna whamalo whatapu ki he tae mai. Ki ngai tāpua ki kune tāpua ki nā ki tau mōui lawa ki tau au sia e ahoni. Tuku ena whatapu ki he tui o Tonga. Ka māwho ki ai tae ni kuini na naspau. Ka mā ai tamapili nisi kalauni, koutoa, ulkalala. Ka māwho ki e mau tamasi I kolowai ko pilinisi ata. Tuku ena whamalo ki he tangata ikparemia o Tonga. Siau Savaren, o wakawa mili ka māwho ki e kapineti. Mo ki mō tolu kotoa o e ngai funga waka. O e lotu o mō kau mai ki he polo kalamani. Kore pē ki u whai atu ai polo kalamani pe ko e whatongiani. I he rea whakamuri ko e uhi ko e ke mahino I he whanau mo uhinga o polo kalamani pōni. So with that all said, I would like to thank our honored guest, Wesley Tuyasoa. You know, Wes and I spoke about this last year, and we agreed that we were going to come on right about now. And Wes, before we go on, I would like to introduce you to Tim Manoa. This is the second Tongan to sign and play in the NFL. So he's our co-host. He and I started this program about 8 years ago. And it was called the Tongan Pro Athletes. But we have changed the name just due to requests from different people that we seen they love our station or our channel, but they feel that we are focusing on just our Tongan. So to include everyone, Dateline, of course, is Tonga is the beginning of time each and every day. So that's why it's called the Dateline Sports and Entertainment. So anyways, Wesley, you know, your story, I feel that you can inspire so many people. Like you and I have spoke earlier tonight. You caused me to edit some of the things that I've written down. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, introduce yourself. Tell us where you've been the last 35 years, and then we'll go from there.
All right. My name is Jeffrey Wesley Tuyasoa. The last 37 years, I was incarcerated. 1987, I committed attempted murder with a weapon. I accept full responsibility for my actions. At that time as a teenager, I want everyone to understand that at that time, I was a different person, and I condoned that life. I promoted it, I fostered it, and I lived a certain way. For a lot of people to understand during the 80s, it was the time of crack cocaine and drugs.
Yes.
And also that came along with that was the gang lifestyle. I myself was a gang member at that time from a gang in Los Angeles and continued that lifestyle in 1987 to Los Angeles County Jail. So where I continued that lifestyle, promoting violence, promoting drugs, promoting gangs. 1988, I ended up in Old Folsom State Prison. And again, continued that life. Ended up in, a couple years later, we ended up in Pelican Bay, 1990, 1991. And that lifestyle for me continued while I was in prison. That mindset,
right,
of being a gang member, promoting violence against anyone.
right.
2008, my brother George, my youngest brother George, passed away here in Utah.
Yes.
And for me, when I was incarcerated, George was just a kid. He passed away. He was in his 20s, and I don't care who you are, it affects you.
Of course.
But while being in prison, you can't allow that to show, because you have to hold yourself to a certain standard.
Right.
But I can say that was the first time that I actually thought about changing from the mindset of promoting something that I knew was wrong, that I knew was bad. And fast forward, I ended up surrounding myself with some people that wanted to do something different in prison.
Right.
When I say do something different, basically go home. Going home from prison in California wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even a spark.
Right.
So I want people to understand is when you're caught up in that type of lifestyle, you know nothing else. You know nothing else. So to do something to change that perspective, it's hard. It's hard to change that perspective. But for me, I've always had the support of my parents. I've always had the support of my siblings. And then in 2019, I ran across Popo, who
right.
ended up becoming my wife. We got married last year in December 7th, and I met her in 2019. So there was a lot of things happening in my life at that time that actually gave me the courage to do something different and change my perspective and change my outcome.
Yes.
Fast forward to 2023, after a lot of work, I'm just giving you the short version.
Yes.
After getting sober after 25 years of drinking, smoking, using drugs, I got sober. And it was getting sober which allowed me to have clarity in my life for the first time.
Right.
To actually make a good decision, to make a right decision, to actually do something for myself and not for someone else. So I ended up going to board in 2022. I was paroled July 13th. My brother Strong came from Utah to come pick me up. So I was getting paroled, and ICE pulled up. ICE pulled up, and the Lord said, "You know what, Wes, you ain't ready yet. You ain't ready. You ain't ready." So I ended up from San Quentin State Prison. I ended up in the Aurora ICE Detention Center in Denver, Colorado. And from there,
can I interrupt you? ICE, is that the immigration, right?
Immigration. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Immigration, Customs Enforcement.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then from that, was able to fight my case. I stayed there for a month. I was ordered deported.
Wow.
Yeah, I was ordered deported. Went to court. Judge ordered me deported. And to give you a little backstory real quickly, that whole time me and Popo, we were praying that I wasn't going to be sent to Tonga.
Right.
I was praying. We finally came to the conclusion, me and Popo, that we need to just let the Lord take over and just let him, wherever he wants us to go, we'll go, and we're good with it.
Right.
Next thing you know, I ended up getting a lawyer pro bono, who ended up helping me fight my case. 8 months later, I went before the judge in a 212C waiver hearing, and I won my case. I was released on March 1st last year.
Nice. Wes, we'll go back and forth through the years that you just breezed right through. Eh? But on March last year, you know, man, I was so happy when our brother Brian called, you know, and said, man, your brother's coming out, you know, and we're all happy. And all of a sudden, this news comes on Facebook that your mom was on her way to see you and she passed away. Take us back to that day. I mean, you've been there for 35 years. You're looking forward to seeing moms. And you come out, the day you come out, go ahead.
So Strong comes to Denver, Colorado to pick me up.
Right.
Man, he comes, picks me up. So happy to see him, man. Started crying, you know. We get to Denver, Colorado. We get to the airport, Denver International. Mm-hmm. He's like, bro, we're going to have to go through TSA, man. It's going to be like a couple hours. I'm like, bro, I'm like this. And I'm not even tripping, man. It's all good. I'm
can
free,
stay
bro.
here forever.
I'm standing in this line for a couple hours. It's nothing. Yep. I'm like, this is nothing. We get through TSA. They tell us, hey, go to the side because I don't have no identification. All I got is my little ICE ID. Mm-hmm. So we go up to a guy, say, hey, man, I don't have no ID. I show him my court paperwork. I just show my case. He's like, hey, come this way. We walk right through TSA.
Ooh.
Right through. He escorts us.
Who gets that, huh? Wow.
Strauss is like, bro, the Lord is good. I said, God is good, man. Walk right through. Get on the plane. Get to LA. I know it was a couple hours, but it seemed like 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. We get to LAX. My cousin Wate picks us up. Mm-hmm. Takes us straight to go see Tinalahi, my dad's sister, at her house. So we go Tinalatu. So we go see her. When we showed up at her house, I don't even think she thought it was me. She was like, it was actually on TikTok.
Yes, and we saw the clip.
She was shocked. Mm-hmm. So we get that. We say hi, and I'm like, all right, let's go to the hotel. So we go to the hotel. Mom and Dad is sitting in the lobby, and we all walk through. Me and Strauss walk through, and I see my sister Lupe. I see Barbara. Give my dad a hug, and my mom sitting down. I give her a big old hug, and the first thing she does is punches me and says, hey, Fetty. I'm like, what the? Mom, what just happened? But so I tell this story all the time, man. It was the 2 best days of my life. You know, that night in the lobby, we just hung out in the lobby. You know, at the hotel, we just hung out in the lobby, made a big circle, and just my siblings, one of my nephews and nieces, and my mom and dad, we stayed there till like 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, the first thing my mom said was like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, Mom, whatever you want to eat. So all the people that grew up in LA and Inglewood already know. My mom said, all right, let's get the chili fries from Jim. So they made a run for the chili fries, and that first night when I got out, it was so funny because it was like all my mom did was just clown me all night. I mean, like I felt like I was a little 15-year-old kid again, you know. And then I finally got a chance to share with them that everything they told me was true. Everything you guys told me when I was a teenager growing up was true. Right. You know, but we we got to sit there, we got to hug each other and talk about, I think the first night I just, I kept saying sorry for everything, because, we're Tongan. When I was younger, I didn't understand how much I affected them by my actions and my decisions. I didn't understand that. As I got older, as I matured, especially in the Tongan custom, you know what I mean? It was like, man, you don't understand the effect you have until you're older and you really understand. But 2 days later, myself, me, Strauss, Everett, Ika, my brother Joey, and Brian were on our way to Jen's Korean barbecue. We're rolling down Crenshaw, on our way to Jen's. And as we got like a couple blocks from Jen's, we get the phone call from my dad that my mom had fell down and something was wrong. And they told us to meet us at Ronald Reagan. Brian hit the U-turn. We was on to San Diego on the 405, straight to Ronald Reagan in Westwood, man. So, yeah, that was, but, like I said, a lot of people are like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm like, bro, I got to spend 2 days with my mom, bro. You don't understand how appreciative and how blessed I am that I was even given that.
Right.
After all them years, the Lord was kind enough to go ahead and bless me with 2 days, man. And forever grateful for those 2 days.
Tim, do you have a question on that part or?
No, I'm just
go ahead before the next one.
No, I'm just enjoying the
conversation.
Story, the conversation, and you look good, man. I just it's good to tell the story because a lot of most of our kids want can hear what you've been through it, you've done it, you've been through it, and coming out, you want to tell your story so they can see and see how your transformation of yourself coming out of prison. You look great, and the message that you have for them. Because as a young kid, most of us don't make the right decisions as a young kid. Our brain doesn't function as well as as older as we get, the better we figure out things of what to do, what to say about any situation that we are in. But a lot of the kids that are on that side of the street, I think they need to hear it. They need to hear it from you, from
of course,
the horse's mouth. You've done it, and you paid the price for it, and you made it out of there alive. And what would it happen if you never went to jail? Would you still be alive today?
No.
I
can honestly tell you the path that I was on, Tim. I would have probably ended up dying probably that year. The choices I was making.
The choices, yes.
The choices I was making was not, weren't choices that a teenager was supposed to be making at that time.
Right.
When you're taking people's lives in your hand, it's I tell people all the time, when I share my story, it's like when you're that age and you're at a point where you're thinking about taking a life, there's certain precautions that are supposed to come to you. Like,
it doesn't come. Yeah.
I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But with my mindset at the time, it was like, yeah, let's run that. Let's go.
Yeah.
A normal 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kid will be like, no, that's not right. So there's safeguards you're supposed to have inside of you that allow you not to make that decision.
Make decision, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, Wes, throughout the years, I'll go back 4 state presidents ago here in Utah, okay? President Pita Kinikini, President Moritika Waiwaka, Semis Pau, and Tevita Elin Kinikini. Okay? These are 4 state presidents that went through this gang banging stuff here in Utah. I mean, Tongan kids were pulling up to the gas station, filling up, getting shot and dying. And what's shocking about it was it was from other Tongans. And we sometimes hear that it was from family members killing each other just because they were here. Some were here in West Valley going against kids just about 5 minutes away in Glendale, you know, or another 5 minutes away from there to Rose Park. I mean, this is how it literally got to a point where the state presidents had to be asked to do something, okay? I mean, they started, you know, these little Polynesian shows, like, you know how we had in PCC, right? We decided to make the youth do every island, you know, but gradually through the years, the gangbanging stopped. Okay? It stopped. I mean, it literally stopped. I mean, we heard nothing anymore with our kids fighting each other. I mean, we, you know, doing stake basketballs and all that. But, you know, like I told you earlier, it's starting to sneak back up. You know, I'm getting calls from police officers from West Valley. You know, I'm getting calls from the church. What can we do? And that's the reason why I came at you again, Wesley. What can you say to these kids today? To these kids today who have the future of football, basketball, whatever sports. I mean, our kids are athletic as they could be. But this is the one thing that hindered their road, that ended some of their roads. I told you earlier about my nephew, Asi Mohi. Asi, I am so sorry for using your name on here, but I'm hoping to bring him on next week. But right out of high school, this kid had offers from everywhere. Got in a fight, guns were shot, somebody was dead, and he went to prison for 20 years. I mean, he's out now, starting a family, just like how you're starting out, Wes. What can you say to kids? You know, because like you said, we're at home, we're influenced by our parents. But when we're out there in school, there's guys that was like you. I've heard how you ran the prison. I've heard how you ran the streets in LA. What can guys say to someone like you? Hey, I don't want to be a part of this. What can you tell them?
I'm like, you know, like we talked earlier, I'll tell you like this, especially with the kids nowadays, the first thing I would do, who do they look up to?
Us. Older people.
You know what I mean? And but here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not us. There's someone younger, cooler. You know what I mean?
Okay, yes.
So I want you to understand this is how when you're a teenager This is how you look at things. I'll ask Tim this question. When you were playing football growing up, Tim, who did you look up to? Muted.
Unmute my Tim.
Sorry.
Okay, so my question to Tim, who did you look up to in your high school, your junior, senior year? Who was the guy you wanted to emulate?
Franco Harris.
Okay, so watch this. So you had the Immaculate Conception, the catch, Immaculate Catch. You went and did your homework, everything, right?
Yeah.
The number, the shoes, him going to Penn State, everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, so factor that. Now do this with a kid growing up in Rose Park. Today in 2024, who does he look up to? Who does he want to emulate?
I see.
So now with that, just that little touch, right? Now go to the household. So like with my household growing up, my dad was working all the time. I had a loving father, loving dad, but my dad wasn't home a lot, right? So what did I do? Went to the park, went down the street, and went and found somebody who I wanted to emulate.
So you were out there looking for somebody that can feel how you feel.
Because that's what's happening. So I learned this in prison with all these youngsters coming in. I was the youngster.
Right, of course.
I was the 18, 19-year-old kid. I was 30 now. Now the 18, 19-year-old kid comes, he's looking up to me. Boom, I go to 35. I'm kind of leaving the cool crowd, but I'm still now part of the hierarchy.
Sure.
Right? So, like in anything, there's levels to this.
Levels, yes.
Right? So look at the Tongan structure, but not just the Tongan family, Samoan, Fijian, Hawaiian, Mexican, Black. It's the same thing in every culture, right?
All right.
You do what you're taught. If you have some type of foundation, you're going to go back to the foundation you were taught to as a kid. But at the end of the day, you have to put these kids in positions to be successful.
Successful.
So the thing now is, we can sit here and talk about what do we need to do, but you still got to have boots on the ground.
Yes.
So what's happening is we're being outmaneuvered. We're being outmaneuvered. The question is, are we willing to put the work in and invest in these kids? That's what it comes to back. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to just be honest. You have to invest in these kids. Just like you had that coach, Tim, that invested in you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We all need to be coaches right now. That's what it comes down to. And this is the crazy thing. Here in Utah, we got a lot of coaches. We can do this. I'm telling you, we can do this.
Sure.
And I'm talking about, it could start from one night at Mutual to just getting the guys, your age group, getting that little age group together and say, hey, let's go check on this kid. You don't need to be part of the elders quorum, or part of the bishopric. You go do it on your own.
Right.
You go do it on your own. You show up. Hey, their dad's there. Hey, Chana, just want to chop it up with you, man. How's your son? We heard this. Hey, we're here. You go talk to a kid and you tell them, hey, we're here, man. Here's my number. Call me. The more you show up, the more they'll show up. You know this, Tim.
I know. I think that's the key. You just said it right there. I mean, it's showing somebody that you care.
We got to be, look, in this type of thing, me and Bill was talking about this earlier. You have to be fully invested.
Yes.
So my question is, how do you find the time if you're married, you got 3 kids, you got a mortgage, paying the car note? How do you take the time to spend 5-10 minutes with a kid on the phone, or just show up to their house? Just show up to the house, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's investing. We're investing in these kids.
You know, Wes, when you say invest, you know, the languages between the English and Tongan, sometimes is misinterpreted, because, like you're saying, invest. Most people think, because right now, parents are literally taking their kids to Florida from Utah or somewhere for the football camps, basketball camps. They think that's the full investment. But you're saying here, it's got to be more than money. It's time. You got to give your time.
Time. Look, what's the most valuable thing we have? It's time.
Time.
I could have a heart attack tonight, God forbid. I could have a heart attack and be gone. But here's the thing. We don't know. Nobody knows when it's their time. But if you have time, anytime during the day, to spend time with a kid, man, I'm telling you, man, it will change their life.
Even a phone call. Even a phone call.
Just a check.
You know? Yeah.
Just a check.
It means a lot. It'll mean a lot to some of these kids. And then when you show up, it means more.
It's like, I'll give you a better example. You know how there's always a football camp, right? I'm sure Tim has had football camps. Do you remember that feeling going to a football camp?
Yes.
Do you remember that feeling showing up and then that coach over there going, hey, use a dog.
Be good. Yeah.
Use a dog, boy. You know, it's them affirming you.
Yeah.
Giving you that affirmation. Right?
Affirmation.
And I think that's the thing is, you know, we do so much good, man, just the time. Yeah. But not only that, but with your own kids. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, like you said, that first, you know, at the camp when the coach come put his hand around you and said, hey man, that was good, man. That was a good move you did there. You're know, floating. It just boosts you everything up, man.
And what's happening now is that's what these kids need, that feeling.
Yes.
They need that. They need that positive affirmation, not that affirmation at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because sometimes I think, you know, the parents, you know, our own parents, sometimes that's the our culture sometimes has that, I don't know, thing with the parents. But if somebody else comes and says, hey man, well, how you doing, man? Can you know, how you feeling? Well, can I do something for you? Can I help you out in any way? Because most of the time you can't talk to your parents like that because we have that you know,
that respect level.
Yeah.
I think that's what we call it. We call it respect. But I think the Palangi, they call it malwaloi. You know what I mean? I mean, here we are trying to portray the people, that we have this level of respect, yet at the same time, like what Wes is saying here, when he's out at the park, he's looking up at somebody else. You know, you're no longer in the picture. But you know, Wes, let's move on from here. What would you say? You know, you're telling me about the parents, and Tim brought out the level of respect. But what would you tell the kids? Let's say you go and pull a kid over to you, it's, you know, a kid that's looking at that gang mentality right now. Eh? He's finding comfort through his friends in the park, and he's heading that way. You know what you just told us about going to the park and you're influenced by someone else. You know, pull a kid over that's in that stage right now, Wes. What would you say to him or her?
So I usually try to spend time with my nephews, you know, who are in that age group, and I've got a lot of them. And the one thing I always tell them is, you know, it took me a long time. It took me a long time to really understand who was my friend and who was my homie. You know, I tell them, man, I told them every time I got in trouble growing up, you know, I tell my nephews, you know, every time I get in trouble, they're like, yeah. Every time I got arrested, you know who I used to call? They're like, who?
Mom.
I said, Mom and Dad, your grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
I said, I've never called my homeboy.
Of course.
And I said, you know why I called them? He goes, why? Because they came every time. I said, think about that. It's like, what you mean? I said, every time I got in trouble, they give you one phone call. And that phone call got to count. It got to count. And I said, and that is the only time in my life when I knew how much my mom and dad loved me. Any other time, I neglected it.
Yeah.
I neglected it. But when I was in real trouble, Mama.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the only ones going to come and get you.
Because they're the only ones.
Yeah.
You know, your homeboys ain't gonna come visit you in prison.
You know, you hear that a lot, Wes and Tim. You know, you hear the kids talking. Oh, my brother, you know, my brother got my back and this and that. I mean, these are his friends calling brothers, huh? But like you're saying, at the end of the day, go ahead.
You know, when you're in prison, you have to be somebody else. I couldn't be West in prison.
Right.
I created a different identity, a persona to be someone else.
Another person.
When I was in prison, I never introduced myself as West. It was this other person that I created.
Right.
Because you never share your real name. Everybody introduces themselves with a moniker, a nickname. Because this is the person you've created. This is who everybody knows. You know, I couldn't be West.
Wow.
I couldn't be West in there. So I had to be someone else. You know, so when you're meeting other people, what I want people to understand, when you meet other people in prison, you're not meeting that real person.
Right.
You're meeting that other person that they've created. The person that is going to allow them to stay alive. You know?
Wow.
But going back to speaking to kids and all that, you know, it's a hard, I'm just being honest. It's hard, Bill.
Yeah,
of course.
To change, and I'm just being honest. It is hard to change the mindset of a teenager who has already replaced one belief system with another. I want you to understand that.
Yes.
Grew up in the church, grandfather bishop, dad was the bishop, uncle's the bishop, stake presidents. So I want you to understand, I discarded this belief system that I grew up baptized in the church, discarded this belief system. Put this new belief system in. Now, there's literally nothing you can tell me that is going to make me change my mind. So I'll share this. In the 8th grade, I was already messing up. My parents sent me here to live with my Uncle Joe, Wailewa. So I was going to Orem Junior High here in the 8th grade. Bill, Tim, they didn't know what hit them here in the 8th grade. They didn't know what hit them.
He was a terrier.
Man, I came out here, they was like, what is this dude doing with a boombox? I come out here, Uncle Joe is working, playing racquetball. We're running around. Vi and them is playing right here at BYU. It's like I left Cali, came here, and was just running around. Go back to Cali. I come back in my 10th grade. I go to Orem High School now. I'm really messing up in Cali. Parents sent me out of here again in the 10th grade. I came out here and went crazy. So I just want you to understand, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
At that time, there's nobody was going to change your mind because you already know what, you were somebody already.
I believed I knew what I wanted.
Yes. Yeah.
Changing one belief system for another.
Yeah. And nobody could have changed your mind at that time. True.
And that's just being honest.
True. It's
okay. We got about 7 minutes. Yeah. Sorry, Wes. You got to come back. You got to be on here more than this, man. I mean, we just don't have the time. I'm trying to work out some more time with Emily and Sione on this radio. But Wesley, I don't know if you saw on our page how people were writing in. A lot of them were calling in. I even spoke to a person from South Africa, out of all places. And he calls me and he said, Bill, I am not going to miss this program. And I hope you're watching there, Joseph. Because, man, this guy told me that, the youth everywhere, it's not just Utah, everywhere, they're starting to lose it because of the inspiration they get from other people. And that's the reason why I asked you on here, because I know your story is very inspirational and it could help others. Lisa, she never joins in any conversation in that page. But out of all conversations, she joins this and she said, man, Bill, this story right here is going to help a lot of people, a lot of kids. And even if it only helps one kid, she says, this will be worth it. And like Joseph from South Africa who wrote, Wesley, tell the kids now. I don't want you to scare them, but from where you were to right now, you came out, you got married to Popo, and you guys are building a foundation right now with your family. Without scaring the kids, tell them this is something that you took for granted, that you could have had years ago, but you had to postpone it for 37 years because the law told you that you had to wait. You have to go through this before you can start your new life. I mean, you're telling me how they're telling you that you might have to go to Tonga. I mean, that would have devastated me. I would have said, put me back in prison, man. But talk to the kids, Wesley. You got 5 minutes.
I think, for me, if I was speaking to me, a younger me,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell the younger me now that, man, don't take things for granted. When you're young, you get to a point as a teenager where, there's that fork in the road, right? And you're either going to go this way or go that way.
Right.
And I knew at a young age I was going the wrong way. Could I have corrected it? Yeah. There were times I could have corrected it. But to be honest, I didn't have the courage to correct it.
Mm.
I wasn't strong enough to correct it. So when I see guys like my brother Strong,
what about people around you at that time? They weren't strong enough.
I would be in the hood on 111th and Pomona, and my cousin Mike Eka would pull up.
Right.
Come on, get in the car, man. Let's go. We'll go to Mutual. And I wasn't strong enough to go. I would just kick back with the homies like, I'm good, bro. I'm straight. My cousin Everett Eka would pull up.
Right.
Hey, get in the car. Let's go. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to hang out with the homies.
Right.
So when you ask me to tell something to someone, I also want you to understand a lot of them aren't strong enough right now.
Oh, man.
A lot of them don't have the strength to make the right decision.
Mm.
And that's why I'm going to go back to the beginning when I said we got to coach them up. We have to give them that strength. We have to give them that confidence to make the right decision.
Mm.
I can tell you right now, at that age, I just wasn't strong enough to make the right decision. It took years in prison for me to gain that inner strength to make the right decision, to the point where I don't even care what people think anymore. And it takes a lot to do that. But at a young age, you're trying to fit in. You're trying to get a cool haircut. You're trying to wear the right clothes.
Yeah.
You're dealing with so much stuff going on.
Right.
So if there's anything as far as like telling these kids, like I said, we can tell them all we want, but at the end of the day, the old saying, don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
We got to, now, Tim, Bill, we have to be about that. We got to be about that life.
Yeah.
Because these, the kids, look, I tell Popo all the time when we go to church, she's like, why are you staring at that kid? He's trying to figure some things out. He looks like he's trying to figure some things out.
Yeah.
He goes, how do you know? I said, I was that kid. Yeah, I was that kid. I was that kid.
Growing up here, like I said, we went through that time of the gangs. And all of a sudden, my cousin, he was a state president. He came and he goes, hey, Bill, me and you got to get into the coaching, coaching football. I said, what the hell do we know about football, man? We played it, but we never coached it, So he took me out there to BYU on the coaches clinics taught by Robert and I, And man, we helped a lot of kids, put kids that were in gangs into college, But, little did I know that what the Lord had set before me with this state president, which was my cousin, that it was a blessing, that we blessed a lot of kids with the gift that we had, a gift that I didn't even know I had. Like I said, I asked him, what the hell do I know? What am I going to teach the kids? I was born with a hammer here and a tape measure here, man. That's all I know. Man. But anyways, Wes, like I said, we're killing for time right now, but I gotta have you back on to do this because your story has got to be out there more. And I see you doing a lot of your videos, and I shared some of them. But I would like to Tim, if you don't mind, we got to have this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask Emily if we can do it again next week. Okay, and if you got the time, Wesley, that would be grateful. I mean, nice for us to do. And parents, you heard it. You heard it firsthand. Someone that has been there, been out of it, and now is back into life. You can help your kids, deter them from going down that road. Learn from what Wesley's telling you. Play this tape back and forth until you get the message of what he's telling you. Anyways, love you all. I'm grateful. Wesley, it has been nice. And Tim, love you, bro. Until next week.
Okay. All right, Wes. Thanks, Bill.
All right, Tim.
Ofa la het kamo tol malo programa fa fo ofa Bill. Tau toi ata pe we ka o ke mo hoko atoi.
Okay.
Malo.
Thank you.
Malo.
Ofa.
Motok mea mai foki ke programa ko ia I Dateline Sports of Polynesia pene tataki atu ia Bill mo ngaloa. Tau ke hokat pe mo tau ngahi programa mi San Francisco, California. Ai ko tau programa hoko ko fale I ma ai Tonga pe motoreta pakieri kaufusi kai uma afoki a Esther Taylor Maile. Ai hodo tonu ko ia ai hongofu kadaki. Ko te tonu hiwa te tau hoko atu ki e programa ko ia fale I ma ai Tonga. Be tau ki mini te taha pe hoko hiva tu pe ate tau ki whanongonongo koe ni mo tau taitaria I ki he tau polokalama hono hoko ka ko e polokalama fale I ma ai Tonga pe mo toke tāpa ki eri kau fusi kai o ma Esther Taylor Maile. O kui kai ke puri peunga e whaingata ia hota kai ngame o tu mua I e si I whewhalau aki tahi ai whaingata a e whakahifo mo e whaheka ai si tuku whaka koe uhi koe whonu mai ai waka me wawa o mo pangai pe akune ue si a hota kai ngā me ihe kuohiri o a o mai ke ahoni makatuunga ye langa pe a uhu e waka ia tu ke whaingata iani kua ne whakaivia mo whakalotlahi e ka inga o tu mua i he Bay Area ke alo i e visone ke whakatauha wakalawhalafa e malawa ke lele pe oa o ke matawhanga ho tauwhanga ki i motu. Ko iai, o whawhei e tonga kotoa pe ki hula hula whinga paanga koe ni e whiaftoronaki kono tau noa o maasi o i wafe maua wha i e Grand Plaza Hotel i Union City e Tuasila ko e tolua noa hiwa tolu Alvarado Nile, Union City, California, hiwa wha nima walu fitu. Ko hoki fo i tuluta e whonua i pe aipu, pe a malawa e ta e malawa o a ue visone ke fie maria i hota kai ngā. Ke whakaiki ki whitu tak pe kia pānela tupo, whika ono ni manoa, ni mawanoa, ni mawalu tolu ono, pe ko Naomi ofa ke whika ni matahanoa, hiwa tolu walu ni mawha walu noa. Whakapapatu pe me sea mo ko mitiwaka o e otu mua o e Bay Area. O se tau mini te taha pia me hiwa pia me he le tio Vake Tali Folau pia mo e tau polokalama ko ia hoko aia ko e polokalama fale i maa e Tonga whamalo ai pe ki e whaiwhikau ka ko e toketa pakieri kau fusi ka e o maa foki a Esther Taylor maile i whahoko a e tau polokalama nga maheni o e ahapule lulu pe te utuku at lewa whainga maari e maa ki moua. Malo Esther.
Amalo atu Emily i he whainga maali e koe ni pe a tapke a whia o tua mawhi o tau loto ngahe ko ia ku whao niu pe a pule whakalewa hei universi koe ni pe o kole pe moa ke maa whamalo atu he tala whaki ko ia ko kamata haki ai pae ngani talo pe a me ane pongpongi o aho ni o a mai ai ki he hawani kole pe moa ke maho whanga atu ai ka e maa hangofua hau whatongi atu mai polokalama nga maheni ko ia i he pule lolo hono kotoa pe aia o ku pehe ko e whale i maa e Tonga. Ko hui whoki ho ekwa mai kāinga o tai lot whiwhia pe lo tonga maari ki mou tolu. Ko e tō whatongi a ko e nihange ko ia ko mou mea mai ki ai ko e pai whekau e toka tā pala festa pa ken hapiri kau fusi o ku i heni i he paenga. Pe a ko e tau mua whokia e konga la lahi e tolu o kuma whakahoko whatongi ai aia ko e uraki ko e whale i ke mori le ma e Tonga pia kono wā ko e maho inga ko ia hono popo i o e ako i o tau ngahi family pia ko e hono tolu lewa ko e tokanga i kina ki he ngahi whanua ko ia i tua pule anga o kuna o whenga aki pia moho tau ki mo tau whanua tupuanga pia ko e whiawhini o ku amanaki ke matala noa atu ki he tokanga ko ia pe whale i pe me he tokata o whekau aki pe mo tau whanua ko ni ko se aina kai ki mo ake hoko atu ai polokalamate tuka nga tokata ha mea tokanga ki ai pe tau hoko atu malo pito.
Ia, malo pito está ko i koe whenga mari whakawhofa ko ia i whiawhini a koe i whiwhialahi ko i ke kaunga kau i he proklama ko ia e whiawhini o malo pe whoka emeri ki e pensione malo pito si ke i whainga maria i ai o kalamani ke lava ke hoko i he wike ko toa pe ki mua ke kamata ha whepotano aki e sta tomu hufanga tu i e ngai tala whakatapu ko toa pe ku whakia ke e te honi ka mai mua ngofua ke te au ke kamata e whepo noa aki ko ia i he kaweinga o ku foto mai i he whiawhini ke whai ha ki i tala noa ki ai. Pea ko whamalola hea pito ke si kāinga tonga ko toa pe o ku whanonga mai i he whiawhini ke tau kau ngā kau ko uhi ko ke poupou ai pe o tau ki i motu tupuanga pe he whoki ka tau tolu kuia tonga na whomuri i a ngai mea e lava whai ai ha tokoni. Sai koe hange koe kawinga koe o fotu e sta i he e whiawhini ke tau tātanoa ki he anga koe e tuku e wāwhaka diplomatika koe a tonga pe a mosiaina. Pea koe kawinga mahu inga whokieni tau te fito ki he ngahi umea koe aku hoko I tonga I he aho ni. Pea o kuere vai ho haa lahi ki he konga ko e ni. Pea o loto be ke whakamanatu ai ki konga mahuinga ko e ni ai uhinga o ku nofo ai e ku whakamamawha pea mo e star ki he konga ko ia whekauaki ko ia mo e wā whaka diplomatika ko ia pea mo China ho tau ki motu. Aia koe nā ku tāno hoki I he ngai polokalama ki mua I he viu ko ia koe a aku o ku ngai umea koe ni o ku tālanga I Tonga pea o koe rewa ai ho haa ai kakai Tonga koe no whamuri koe ui koe ngai mea ku tālanga ka koau o wikai ki fu ho haa ki he ngai tālanga ko e ni. E ko ilo o kuiai e fo I iwi e ua tene hanga o malava ke ne hanga o wei ai tuu koia koe ho tau ki motu I hanga koia o e whakalere o e pure anga pia moianga koia tuu koia koe whaunga o tau ki pure anga pana tāno ki mua foki koe o iwi koe ni ko iwi I loto mo iwi hu mai meitua. Sai koe iwi foki ai loto ku na kurea pe ki mua koe ke futokanga lai ki ai ki he iwi ko ia aia ko no koe tau mea ia kou whai ai koe tālanga lahi koe he aho ni. Wau I ho haa lahi au pito ki he iwi ko ia koe hu meitua. Wa bau esta I he ku viu wha fo I tuitui pe nia aku. Wa bau te hanga o fua tau ai ongo iwi koe ni ki he ene tuu ko ia koe ki he ho haa I he ngau e pure anga tata fito ki he whaunga ho tau pure anga o ko pehe koe o mamafange ki he iwi koe ia meitua. Aia pa koe uhinga re vaia o ko ho haa lahi au pito ai ki he konga koe ni whikawaki mo e vā koe ia waka diplomatika koe ia a Tonga pia mo e whanua koe nda fito ki China. Ka ene tau foki I he taimini o ku mea e beia he Tonga ko toa pe ko Tonga o ku iai hono ngai wā pia mo ngai whanua lalahi au pito. Aia o ku iai e wā a Tonga pia mo Amerika o pe ki Britania, Siapani mo ngai whanua ko ngā pihangi ko ia ko Nusila, Asteria kai pehe foki ki he whangi o tu motu fisi a moa pia mo Papua New Guinea. Aia ko Siaina, aia ko ni whamamafa ki ai e tau tānoa. Ko e whehui rewa I he taimini e hangi e whehui mai takolai ko haku ke whamamafa I be koe ki Siaina. Sai nā ku whae ki whatotolo I he anga koe e tuu koe whainga wā koe a Tonga pia mo ngahi ufonua lalahi. Pea tupuanga mei e kuhanga koe ni o to'o mai a Siaina koe ni ke hoko ia koe whanua e whaike e tokanga makehe. Aia koe uhinga ia koe e sta o kuta nofo ai be I he wā koe ia koe pea mo Siaina. Pea e toku whaiwe hawhi hui mai ia whikawaki pea mo e wā pea mo e ngai pureanga ke he. O whiwhia pea ke utari. Kau ki nofo pe ke uhinga ke uhanga o analyze o ake pe a e sio a aku pea mo ngai umea ko tau pe o ku pulusi pea mo ngai mea ko tau pe o ku ilo whikawako ia mo e wā ko ia o Tonga pea mo Siaina. Sai koe urake ki mea e sta ko whia talanoa ai e fuho haa lahi au pito ki he tuunga ko ni koe e tau no ko ia koe pea me Siaina. Aia te toki hulu i atu pea nai haki konga peo ngahi no pea nā kutoe whata tolo foki ki he terms ko ia koe pe koe how do you say it in Tongan? Koe anga koe na tula koe no koe. Aia koe moe area pau koe pia moe pureanga sia ina whekau aku moe ngai no koe ni. Ka te ito o mai pēha ki fo ino pē ki fo ino sisi pē ua pē tolu pēa tautoki wakai ki ai pēa o atu pēa moe ku ki I analaiso pē e no koe ia o tala no I pēa moe Thames koe ia koe mea ko fie ai whai pēu fo e whi ngā ma ai fo I kongo kau aki moe mea koe ni pēa ko fie lahi au pito he kono inga mahu inga au pito ke iai pēa ki matai fika ke tau sio ke sai koe konga ia e taha e sta konga rewa e taha ko whaamu ke tānoa ke ai ko hame ai hoko ka pau he kai ke lava ke tau hanga to tongi whakafoki e no hange pe foki o tau ilo o ki ai foki ai collateral o ki ai e mea malu I aki ai ngahi no lalahi kotoa pe ka ke tau fito ki siaina pero mea ko fie ai I he mea koe ni esta I he whakatano ki he mea koe ni e ko no uhinga e ko fie ko me koe kau matao tau I he ngahi whanua lalahi kehe o nauhanga o analysing ngahi umea koe ni ngahi umea koe ni koe tau te fito ki he tuu koe a siaina a hono wā pe mo whanki o tu motu iki Aia pa koe mea koe ko fie ai koe ni I he konga koe ni. Sai koe mea koe ko haa ki ai koe ui koe fuulahi pau ai no ai fuulahi koe ni ka te uhuru ia tu pe ki foi tolu pe. Pe te talatu whakaiki ki foi tolu koe ia pe a hono lahi pe a mohono koe ngai Thames koe ia koe no koe ia. Kono ka ke tau sio re vai ai mahu inga koe ia ke oange ha whakamamafa ki he tawhaaki ko eni. Sai koe whehui koe e stana ku wheinga ke whakatotolo I ke mao koe hae a ngahi u asset. Koe matufo koe malu I o hano ka aha whahinga mea ke whai ake ke he no koe ia koe malu I ake no koe ia o me koe assets. Ku paupe ki ai ngahi assets. Sai dana inga ki he ke kumi pe mau nai hanga I umea pe me ngahi u sauce ke I kai ke mau. Ka ka mea pe na marie na aku mau pe konga whekau aki pe moe analyse ko ia koe na e whai he kau matatau pe me ngahi whanua ko ia lalahi Asteria pe foki Amerika. O mau ai ki he ngahi asset ko ia koe o ku nau whakamaapopo mai ki he interest ko ia koe a siaina aia koe ngahi risien na honga tuku hake. E matufu koe ke tuki tua ai asset ia koe o whai ake collection koe ngahi no koe ko tāno ki ai. Sai koe. Koe ngahi asset koe na risi koe nau tolu I he nau sio koe whangi o tumotu I ki uloaki koe tahi kua kere tolu koe ngahi infrastructure lalahi aia koe malai wakapuna pe moe wafu aia koe ngahi wha lalahi tu ke whangi mea I ke whangi infrastructure I ki ka koe fo I wha lalahi ana nauhanga koe o whakamao popo mai koe ni o sai ko foi mea re vai a ko fai ka he o haa I he ne tu ko ia o ka pau re vai kai ke tau lava o ka pau te tau sio ke ki Thames ko ni koe o ngai no pe tau sio re va ki tau ko ia ta foki ai pe mai lahi ko ia koe ai paanga firma o ke ta foki e ta o pe mo interest ai re va te tau lava re va fua o ku hangi be very unlikely e lava ta whakafoki. Pa te utoki lave I he konga koe e ku uhinga koe ni koe pe koe hae uhinga mea kai ke lava ta whakafoki.
Koe ia.
Sai koe foi o koe rewa e mea o ngau aki I he analyse o koe ni e kau matao koe ni me ngai whanua lalahi o ku ngau aki ai ai whahinga rea whaka ekonomika peia ka kuhinga o ku ngāue ki peia heni. O ku ngāui, o ku ngāue ki China mea kui ko tact, trap, diplomacy. Aia ko hinga ko tact ko mo ua, ko trap ko fihia, pia mo e whaka diplomatika.
That's good.
Maari ai ku nau pehe, o take advantage aki e siaina I he whanki o tu motu koe ni e nau strategy koe ni ui koe tap, trap, diplomacy, ke nau hanga o uke ake whanki o tu motu. Aia koe ki fo I konga I koe ku mahu inga I he tū koe ia. Pea koe mea taha e stana ku whainga ke ilo ki ai.
Koe.
Ke hui e whehui koe ni. Koe hae uhinga o fu interest pehe ai a siaina ki he whangi o tu motu iki. Pea tātāna ki ngahi u analaiso kātou koe ne kau matau tau koe ni na nau hau ma fui mea e tolu. Ae koe fui uhinga lalahe ne tolu na nau hanga koe ni koe o whama o popo mai ki ai. Koe ulu aki o ku iai e nau interest ko no uhinga ko ngahi maka koloa I he ngahi motu e ni. Ta whakatata ping Papua New Guinea. Ki Papua New Guinea ko no inga foki ko nau fishery pa mo minerals ko ia koe I Papua New Guinea. Pea o pehepe ki he whangi o tu motu koe kua paupe ke iai interest ko no uhinga ko natural resource site. Te tau sio rewa ki Tonga ko high natural resources a Tonga. Te tau sio atu o wikai ki hamaka koloa, o ka pau te tau sio atu ki he whanua, o wikai ki pehe ki fuia I ha mea I he whanua. Ko mea o tau ilo koe I Tonga, ko no futahi, ko tahi lahi abito. Aia, mei hange mahalo pe o ku kau. Mantui ko tatala no ko ni esta o pace pe ia me he analyze ko ia. Analyze. E kau matau tau ko ni ko me ngai ufuno lalahi e nau sio ko ni ko he interest. Aia ko ngai natural resource ko ngata pe he minerals ka ko e tau fito ki he me ko ni I tahefe ka waki pe mo me ko ni tautai.
Ko ia.
Aia ko ngai umea ka to ko ia o whakatau mo ko tau pe ki he whaka ekonomika. Aia ke tokoni he langa ko ai tuunga whaka ekonomika ko ia ai whonuani. Ke to e mālohiang. Aia ko e ua aho no whakamā opo I he kau matao taoni o ku nau pehe mahalo ko e nau whainga ko ni ki he ngahi o tu motu ko ni ko no uinga ke ofiange e nau whainga ko ia ki ngai ufunua lalahi ki he whakatata peni ki Amerika. Ai ko no uinga fo ki ofiange ki Amerika, ofiange ki Australia, New Zealand. Hange ko ngai funua pehe kai tau te fito ki Amerika. Ai ko tahaia o e whakakaukau o nau pehe o nau whainga ke nau take over ai whangi o tu motu iki ko ni ko no uinga ke waofia ngai ai taimi ko nau whinga I ke whai ha whinga ue aki pa moe whunua lahi tau fito ki Amerika, Sai o kuai rewa foi konga wha mui e stak foi konga nuk toi maria foi konga ko ia hena e whakotu uia e siaina ai mea gui ko Belt and Road Initiative. Na launch ia e siaina na aina whakotu e siaina I he wafe taha tolu. Ai e wafe taha tolu na nau whakotu ue mea koe ni ui ko Belt and Road Initiative pe ko PRI. Ai au ku konga lalahi e ua. Ai ko ulaki konga o kui ko Silk Road Economic Belt. Ai au whamamafa ia a siaina ke konga koe ni o kui kai ko Pasifiki pe ka unau whenga ke u whanua ke au pe ki Europe. Ko e taumua o e Silk Road Economic Belt ko no uhinga ko e langa ai tokoni langa ke ngahi project tau te fito ki he hala, tau fito ki he hala, ane koe ngahi umea ko tope i he loto fonua. Ngahi infrastructure he loto fonua ka wai mo whare mahaki mo ngahi umea katoa koia. Pa koe ua koe o Belt and Road Initiative o kuia koe 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. Aia koe ua ia. Aia koe 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. Aia koe no uhinga koe port ia. Aia koe airport, koe wafu, pia moe malai wakapuna, pia moe ngahi umea befe kau aki ki tahi. Ke he ngahi resource ko iwa ki tahi ke fishery moe ngahi umea katoa ko ia. Koe tahi ngai project o kunau ngau e ki ai whakamaman lah. Pia kamata rewa, ai ngahi project ko ni ko Belt and Road Initiative i he whangi o tumotu wiki. Aia koe ki hoi konga ia. E stau fufuange koe, te lahi ang koe e te lau e mea.
Toi whaianga.
Ki ue sia whakaatamai. Ki ue sia whakaatamai i he ngahi konga la lahi koe ni. Sai, koe konga rewa e taha, teu ki hulu i atu, e whanki i motu ko ia koe, o ku ngāwea ki e siaina, e naumea koe ni koe, aini koe na talatu koe, ane nai a tap trap. I ngai ne whangi o tu motu iki. Sai, koe tap trap strategy koe ne a siaina ko sio ko o si hoko ia i Papua New Guinea, o si hoko ia i Vanuatu, o si hoko ia i Cook Islands, o si hoko ia i Kiribati, o si hoko ia i Solomon Islands, hoko ia i Tuvalu, hoko ia i Nauru, hoko ia i Fiji, hoko ia i Samoa, pia mo Tonga. Whawhua koe, e staki he mea koe ni. Sio ki he koe uhinga lahia he taimini, ai fuhoha ala. Sio koe na osi o hofi katoa e nau to, a whangi o tu motu katoa koe ni, o ngau e ake no, mo e whainga koe ni ke langa ai ngahi infrastructure hange koe ni koe talatu koe ke foi i mea lalahi koe ni koe e ua koe ni koe PRA, Silk Road Economic Belt, mo 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. Aia koe, sia ke nau whainga koe ngahi infrastructure koe ni he mau. Sia wia i e mea ai ngahi foi project lalahi, ke ngai mea ko tope i loto whanua, i area wapea mo ngai project la lahi, i he wafu, malai wakapuna, mo hatoe ngahi umea ka tope i tahi. Sai, koe ne tū koe, ki he ngahi umea koe ni, o mei mau katoa e Tonga. Aia ku mau katoa e Tonga, ai mea kotoa koe ki he Belt and Road Initiative, ki he whanua koe, i mo saina. Asio ke whakairifia koe ne ngai umea koe. Ka kou pehe e sta, ke ta i preiki ai, fulahi information, o ku tuku atu he ki fo mea koe ni, ka kou ku hulu i atu pen. Sai nga ke ta tata no be mo maha ngai whakaukau, pa ko pau kwa whihu i ke konga koe na ko stala noa atu. Pa koe ne os koe ia, pa te uhanga rewa o ki hulu i atu, ai ngahi no ko ia a tautoro i tō ngā lolotonga. Ki si aina. Pa talatu rewa pa ngai Thames, ngai umea ko ia, pea ko mea pea a ki tautoro, a kau whanongo, ke tautuihanga whakamā pōpō tau sio ki ai. Ko mea taha e stau ko whakawhaialahi au pitau ia, i o tau pure anga, o ke pure anga lolotonga, ngai pure anga ko ia koe ki mua, o ko whakawhaialahi. I he taimi koe kusio ko ni koe, ki he ngai no koe ni. He ko mahina pe whoka te au, koe whainga whoke a ngai pureanga koe ni koe ki mua, au pe ke pureanga rotonga koe ni Tonga, ko hono uhinga pe, koe whainga ke whakalere he tau ki pureanga. Ka kui kai whoke tau mao, hapa anga whiunga. Pea te utokianga o hulu i atu, ki i tai whika ke tau sio ki ai, aia e tipenia me pachet whakata u, Koe hana e no ai lai paanga ngari e mau. Pea me he ngai u mea pe koe ia I loto whonua pe koe. Mea koe lava generate I loto. Pea hulu I mai ai e tau sio pa tau appreciate e ngai lahi kou whahoko e kakai kon kou na ngāwi pureanga. Ne? Eia koe whai mea mau I ngai a pea kou kore ki he tonga kotoa o totonu ke ia he tokoni. Kono uinga koe ngai umea katoa koe ni. Ko ilo foki ia e tuunga te tauhanga o pehe ku whakaanga I ngai umea katoa koe ni hoko ni ko tupanga mea I ngai tālanga I he taimini I he tauki I whonua. Ka pau te tau sio o sio ki he ngai umea totonu koe ni koe oku hoko. Ange koe ni o whatata koe ni I he lahe paanga hū mai. Pea moe paset whakatau, pea moe whainga e pure anga, ke whainga ke whakatori anga I umea ko ia, pea wika ke toia ha whiri ia ko nope. There is no other choice unga taumani ua natural resources. Taumani ko tau tuku hau, o kulahi ai haki se niti e ma, ke whakalere aki, mei ko foi services peo o whakalere, e tu ke hebe foki wange ke utanoa foki esta. Taha e wafu, pea moe mala e wakapuna, e lahi e mea ke ki se ni ke mau me pure anga, o kuhu mai a si aina ia. Kene hanga, o toko nia mea, koe ake mea koe nang tanoa koe ane nai. Aia koe mea ia ku aifu, kono mondi koe mantu ko siwa nia si aina, ko fu pure anga lahi ndia ba fu anga malo fa ekonomika I maman. Pea ko ne sio mena toluia ki fanki motu o ku hange pe ko haki hange pe haki pasa ka foi lore nai e tau fa ta ko ke fa tau lore ko te mea te sio bi dai o ku so cheap ke na do ai a pe au sio na tolu ke ko fi me pe na tolu ku fa o ke tai mini ke fa ka kato. Pa uia be foki, o uia be foki me ta whaketa ke tau sio ka esta, uia be ngai toko nele ia bitoia si aina ke he langa hake. Ke he langa hake ne ngai umea lahi he pure anga. Ka I he taimi ta tau be, o totonu ke nofu mau be, I he tau whakau kau, koe tau whiohiani, koe mo ngai fuu laione, koe ngai fuu hauen, koe whiohiani mo ngai fuu hau, Pea uhange ko tala whata noa foki, Kuos whakamaman lahi dai mini, ai ho haa koe ni. Pea o whakamurewa ke take tokanga ki he mea koe ni. Ke take tokanga ki he mea koe ni. He koe mea pēni, ko tui whakapapau, e kumadu e personal view pēni ako. O ko tui whakapapau koe mea ndene lulu I tautoro. E mea koe ni, whekau aki koe ni, mo e ngai u no koe ni koe. I he pure anga si aina. Ka sais da, ke ki tu kwat, amanga pe wihende a sione, ke ki tala no mai, pe koe I he paenga, fehu I mai, I ngai mea koe na whai ka e whakatala no, ko tui e whakawhiwhia ange, ha whai pōta no aki mo whai wahe aki ai, ka kou ki hulu I atu pe, ngai umea koe ni I lawa ke tau sio ki ai, o kui ai, e fu ngau e lahi, hanga mai ke tau tokanga.
Koia.
Ka malo esta, ke tuka ha whihu I beko.
Sai malo te ta. Hoi ku mai kai. Ko no mo mea mai ko rotonga tipotano akin pa mo to ta I ne analyze ko ya ki he si ngahi mea ko ya o ku I he anga ene ofa. Pea mo whakahoko mai ke te tau tolu ka inga. Ngahi mea koia o ku hoko I he wā diplomatika koia pa mo whanua kon ko saina. Ka koe pe mo ngahi whehu I he ngahi whamatala koia ko whahoka te toka tā o ku talot mahpana ki motol ke motuk mai pe he tau Facebooka. Ko hi ke whahoko ke he toka tā ai whehu I koe ni. Pea o pe mai e misa watekini. Whamalot misa watekini ko hinga ko kau mai o popo mai. Ko e tala noa lelei au pito eni. Pea ko la ve he whirimoto ane to ta o ku honga ki he kai ngā tonga han ko tā pe o ku nā o whapaya i ngai whanua mori ke nau la ve i pea mea ka hau eiki. Ai tuunga ko ia o ku ia ai kenga aki ko ia pea mo ma pea mo saina. He nā tau whanonga pe foki he ngahi tau mai koe ai peka ke ngata ai ko mana tui pena ta kamata pe foki to ke tana ta tala no pe o pe ka ako mo se ai na mo e nau fonga ko e nau hu holo ko ke ngahi ke fanki o tu moto e pasiki he pe ata fe mai ki tawa o alu i mo lele pe mo ya ko ka ko fa malo atu ko hi ko o fakau kau ko hi ko o fa ko e ko fe mau ke ilo he to ta ko ta pe pa ko no ku to mai mi sa wa te kini ko tala no lele en aia o ku kina tolo ku na he paanga ke mo to he mai pe a kanesi was ke malo sila mai ko polisi eni i ko ofa fonua mo oni en ko pe he mai e misa wa te kini ko ta pere ka nga o le te o Vake Tali Folau pa me Texas o ku i loto ma pe o ku si muy folau holo pe pe tu ko ta pe o ku fonong halo le te o paanga le te o Tonga Vake Tali Folau pea ko no kutohe mai ko ofa fonua mo oni eni. Ko hiko e mea kono ko ta whanangoa e pea fini to ta ki ho analyze o ni pea ko ilo i o ku hango mea tala noa ki ai o ku tuku mai to kanga ai tonga hano ko ta pe pea ko ha nai ha founga e lava ke solo vai e palo palema ko ni he kono mo oni anaia o ku osi mea peka hawai ki pia lau ilo kai tonga hanu kotoa. Ko tau ngai whanua kau ngā api e ai whanki ot mo tū ia ko si whaka au wha au pito ka mata ki ala masi aina he. Ka ho tāna kona ki natural resources. Pea ku tau sea tato lea hala ke si aha mea i tonga e lava ki he ke si malu i aki. Nā tau pehe koe mataka e tai mea koe kau kai whakataha mea pehe pe koe utahanga he mea tokoni he ai sai ne mo mea e pako tau ko whakahoko ho whamatala kau whakau kau at peo ki tahi ko tonga pako kau pe ki tahi e pau pen man mahana ko whika masa ina ia ke futahi ko ia tonga e ma wai e nau kolo alele pea ko te whakaukau he wha i ta whaake ta hato ke ta e ku sea tu koe ke nau tokoni koe ni i he hanko lawe ko ke infactua e ki mai wapona pea pehe hake ai ki wafu koe hala mga he ala mea pehe kai ke whakat mua taimi ka te koe hau ek me kainga koe taimi ni eni hi wata ul whapa ko taimi ni te waono he ni i San Francisco o pehe mai e whane tu i pulotu po atu toke ta malo, foke atu hei toke malo.
Ia, malo abito esta kwangi koe ku whakatala noa foki. Koe manatui koe kai tau whito ki he konga koe ni siaina koe nui koe Belt and Road Initiative pe koe PRI. Koe whatonga i esta ki hanga fo i konga lalahe ua koe na ku lawa ki ane nai. Koe sio ke nau mea nau interest. Sai koe ki konga ta au ko whakaamu e whakapapau i au pito i he kauwhanongo o ku sia ina ko kumari o ku nau whakarea o pehe hangeha mea o wha e hangeha tokoni ka ku mui mai ai pe ai mea ai totongi whafoki ai saibe ke toki hanga hulu i ate te to mai bek fo i konga ku i lai foki e ngai uno ia pea tau sio begi ai o ku tō bei loto i he ngai palani whakamaman lahi ko asiaina. O manatui ko tāno koe nā kui ani o koe mea koe niu, it's not just Tonga, o kai ko Tonga bei ia.
Oh ia.
Ka aku i he whangi nā ku hanga whoki o lau ate whangi o tumotu kātoa ko nau whihia ki tātoa.
Kātoa.
Pea oku nau tautu kātoa i he fo i polo pare matatau. Ai au tautu kātoa e whangi motu, ai nau lau atu i he fo i poro pare matatau.
Papua New Guinea.
Mea koe nau whai koe I e whenga ka te au e sta ko pa te tau no whakau kau he. O si whaka ofa foki e ngā whanki o te motu ko ni whaka kau e pe mo ki tau tolu haki nau whenga, a whenga mea ke langa whakakalakai ko tau ki pure anga ke whaingofua e whewholau a ki, ke whaingofua e ngahi u mea ko tau pe o whakahoko e whatongia ke kakai i he whanki o te motu tak kawai a tonga. Pea ko iko ngai whenga koe aku i kai ke aha whainga mau anga paanga lelei pea mai pure anga ko pau pe ke whakahoko e no. Ka kusio mai whoka si aina ia oi si whakaofa se nau whenga kai ke ha paanga mō mai ki heni o whaiteria o mō no i he ngai o mea koe ni aki pe e nau ilo he i kai lava whangi o tu motu o to whafoki. Aia ko whui mea koe ko uhinga koe esta i kai ke honga tu waki ai whangi o tu motu au katau tolu. Ko mea koe ko wongo i auia ta hafoke ofa masha i nea katau tolu. Ba kuangef ko ho ofa katanoa esta ko hana mea ke tau whenga tau toko nia ke totongi ngai umea koe fupanga lahi pe. Aia koe ngai umea koe toton koe ke tau tāla ngai he kono unga uhange kou tānoa. O ka pau, o si mahino ni he analaiso, mantu ko analaiso kono kou talatu au koe ni, ko analaiso ia ai kau matao tau i ngai fupure angala lahi koe ni. Ko e lahi taha ngai analaiso koe ni ufai mi aseria. Ufai mi aseria pe aku, mo foko fuoloa foke tau wāta tau mo aseria, na te kai peke hongo e tonga ia. Koe wā koe mo aseria o kuiai how risky ai, o kuhange hala whakarere. Pea koe ne tu e tai mini, ku toe ofang a aseria i ono whanki o tu motu kaunga api o pe oi au e. Neu ki hanga no au, kai oho whiaki, whanki o tu motu, Aia koe ki hoi konga ia sta, ka te honga talatu e, ka au te ki whakatata koe ni sta ke ki hulu ia tu pe, ngā koe. Sai ko hambe o fia to mai ki mea koe ni ke hulu i eni, ke unga pe ke lava pe ke tau sio ai e whaka ofa tau pure anga he whenga, e nau whenga kwhai i he nau ngā we e tau ki pure anga. Ma tuka tau tāno e ne tau tolu e sta i he ki pure anga au taha kilu tupu pe. Au taha kilu tupu si i pe. Koe whaka ai ngā we koni mga mea konu whaiken ai tāno koe ni koe whenga ke service ai fo i taha kilu tupu. Ko mautolo koe ni koe, ai ni koe pe koe ni i Hawaii ka ko oahu mei, ai island koe ui ai koe, ai ngahi u whakalala to ai ki motu koe ni, o kulau mriona ia.
Ko ia.
Whahohua tau tolu ia, ki motu o taha kilu tupu si i pe, kai si i fiu whenga. Pe a kono mo ni, o whaofa. Kone tu o tau ofa lai o tau ki motu. Pe mo nau si whenga o whahauko. Ka kuhange a kou siu au ia. O kuhange o take advantage ke si aina fo i konga koe ni. Au nau hau pe nau tolu ia. Mo nau ngai umea pe he mai ke o tau ki motu. Tau pe he pe tau koe ki i whalukunga paanga. O ria tuan koena. Muke atu hena. Ka mahang mato tāna ke ngai umea koe. Mo whenga ke puke ngai mea koe. Ke sio te tau ofo ki tau tolu e ki ai, kono ui ngā foki koe tau masiva. Pea koe mana tui, e stau hake peo ko tau mana te tau tupu hake. O ka pau e folau hataha o tō whamiri ki Nusila. Pa nau alang mo ki fui apere pālang. Ko ngā ku tānoen he taimi koe. Balungo furu, fiti ngo furu. Koea. Ko fui apere pālangi, e tau fiti ngai whamiri lalahi hange ko mautolu. O ki foi apere valu pe ko hongo fulu ka familia to ko lahi au pito ko o hofe ki foi apere e fra o fala hi mon o wi ai pe fo e pa pe ase ke ai ko me fo ke opsi si e foi apere pe me ko no ko ya tau toro o hau pe si ai na okay o mo hanga no a tu hena ri mai ki kato apere pe toki ke ai tau toro ia he ki kato apere ko ia ka nau toki tāna ki nau tō. Hanga noa tau tōru he ka nau. Ma tu ko si aina ko fonua lahi ia. O whaore whangi motu koe ni ka nau tolu he nau sio.
E to taka take mau tano. Hanga ko whatonga e oia hanko o tano. O hapena tolu mo nau kakai.
Io, está. Kono moni o nei a ko mea ko tō peisi aina o kunau palani e ki nau tolu. O koe ki hange ia koe ni koe ofa Amerika i Tonga. O atu pe ofa koena koe ngai mea na whatau mua ke ofa koena ko pau koe tokoni ke fremahaki. Ko atu pe koena munga ue aki ena. Ko si aina e unau toi mui mai nau tolu ia. Koe ngai mimi koe nau ngai tokoni ko pau koe tokoni ke hala. O na ha upe kai ka ui kai ko ke futokang ke konga ko ya o ko tokanga bia wia ke foi konga ko ni ko fe kau aki mo fu no ko ni ko mo si aina pe ko e tu ana tai minia ko ne atunga be e hange ko foi a ta wilo be foi siakare ko e hospital be ta uni te foka better he kai be te aha hopo ki tu a me siakare ko no inga foki tata ki pe no kai pe ma besi ai na koni ko tau fu kato no ke fonu pe kai ke fa ofa kono moni pe ko tau shia tu a ki tau ki mo tu fra ofa la ko ofa la bi tau ke ki mo tu pa ko ofa la bi tau ke kai ko no nga we mo tu e tau fito ke kau nga fra pre anga au pe kau fare area mo ki na tolu ko no me ka ko me pe ko to nga ke esta o ki na ki na dole ka to apere ka ke toka nga mai ke ngai ume ala la ko ni ko toka nga e fa o gato e jaine e fangi panga ko tope i jo ke na ngai business o fare re Tonga o na tana ki na dole peset lahi o ngai upanga ka to ko generate loto i e pure anga ka tau si fa o fa tau toru ya ka ke ko ngai ke heia ka foki ke ko na ta sai o to mai beni pe na finga be foka ko ke fulo ko lahi no pulusi e tau ngai umea kai to mai beni pe me o ai ta faki hui ko International Monetary Fund ai o na faka ma bobo ngai umea ka to fika ko ngai patseti mo me ka wa ki patseti ko na Tonga na ku ma wai ai wafe tahaiva o mea nau interest ki ai pe ko hae ki avarisi e patseti whakatau koe a Tonga. Mandu albeta i meke toi lahi ang. Ka koe whakafufua koe e sta ki he panga Tonga i he wafe taiva koe o nongau ni manoa miliona. Patseti. Mandu koe mea neu pulisi koe ki lopo koe. Pe koe mea koe niu fefe ka ko uilo pe mahalo koe fika o wofi holo pe ai. Ka i he panga Amerika o kuangau hi manoa miliona. Ai koe wafta haiwai. Sai pa koe whehu i rewa e taha, pehe pe o ka pau te tau whehu i eni. Koe halai, ako hana halahi a ki paanga, e lava o mau mai i he ngahi u whaunga ki he kehi Tonga. Ka koe mea koe nau whiawhia e sta ko sia hifo, o me mea upe o taha whemiriona ai paanga koe wafta haiwa, na e mau matu ko o koe paanga cross pe ni, panga ko ni te kai to ngai u whaka more mo ngai mea ko pe ia ku hange ki atalere ko ko te me da ko na ngreva o wakai fe nai ai panga hu mai ke foi tau pepe ke whaka foi ulu ki Tonga uinga ke tau sia nge pe ko fiha ai panga ko ia tau pepe ko panga tu hau e kakai e lava ke tokoni ki e pachet whakatau koe ai pure anga. Pe au whakatau poko ma umai ngai umea me World Bank ai mea ke me he wafi tahiwa ko whi mau fueni ai peke whakawhanaku pe wafi tahiwa ko inga ke whaingo fua. E sta koe mea marie koe avarisi koe ni koe ai paanga hu mai ke toko taha tau pehepe e sta tau ngaua ke pea taha kilu ai kakai. Pa ta honga pe ai be ke fika whaingo fua pe. Ta kilu, tau pepe ta kilu wafe, e toko lahi ko ia Tonga. Ma tuko te keke na fu update e toko lahi. Ka tau pepe tau toria ngau e kotoa fu ta kilu wafe ko ia a Tonga. Ngau e katoa, ko inga ke tau fika ia nge, ko e hana ia ki paanga e ma umiai ke toko ni ke pachet whatau. Sai pe mau koe avarisi ko ia koe pe kepta o inga ke whakafoi ulu Aí a koe panga tonga avaris, matuke avarisi esta koe o via e maula longa ai pe koe maulunga au pitonga ai, ka koe avaris koe panga tonga hiva afe tu fitungea ni manoa, ki he foi ulu e ta, sai, o paureva te tahonga o pehe riunga aki, ai hiva afe fitungea ni manoa koe ai tokolahi o tonga, tau pehe pe koe tokolahi o tonga koe takilu wafe, ai a koe no riunga koe ia, mei maua e foi panga tonga e wanoa miriona. Tau pehereva, matu ke panga hu ki he kakaia. Tau pehereva, oange ha ki tuku hau ki ai pesete ua he ta. Matu ke ai peni koe whakatahata peke tau sio ange ki me afua koe ni. Ai ki pesete ua ki he tuku hau whakatau ki foi ulu e takilu wa fe, ai a esta o ku mei ofi pe ia i he mea koe koe naku tāno ai i he mei au pe ki he miliona ai a koe mei ofi pe i he miliona ai ki peseti mea ai a koe ne osko ia ko hono tō ko ia pa pehereva sai ai a koe mau koe me he panga hu mai ko ia koe me i he tau i he panga koe tonga me i whangau ni maono miliona. Ai tau pepe koe panga kātou whamore kono totonge fo i ulu ko toa pepe ngai whakapure anga kātou pe ngau e ko toa a tonga pe a wanoa miliona rewa me iai ai a koe i tuku hauia i he toko lahi. Ai koe tā kilu waf. Sai koe whiu rewa tai mindi koe peseti e fiha o e panga tuku hau koe ia ki he panga pachet whakatau. Ai a i koe ake ho nongea ni miliona pea moi ki wano miliona koe ki peset pe ua ai tau sia tere o ia we o dotor lewa ke te lailangi hanga hai umea ke humaha pa ai tau sia rewa ke whakaofa esta ai a koe uhinga poini kau kuhanga o haki i whakatata koe ni o kuhange bea tau sia atu o ia we kai ke lava e tonga ia o makupusi pe koe mau e foi panga pachet whakatau. I he whakalato whonua pe tu ke whoke ngai umea koe whakarere aki ngai umea ke. Ai e koe poini rewa ko usio ka e sta e whakaofa. E whakaofa koe ki motu ki e tau sio kai. Sai, kau, o koe ke ki tuka te peha ki mea e sta ke ngara ke whehui mai konga koea. Kau ngā kau toki o ate ki foi no koe ni koe ki whatae foi no. Kono uinga ke tau sio pe ki ai, pe a toi highlight ai, ai mahu inga, ke tau hanga tokanga i kina mea koe. Ai tokanga i kina, ai konga koe ni whika aki, moi tuu koe mo siaina.
Ia.
Koe koe kia pehu iai pau.
Ko lao te mai tohi pa me he paenga. Pe mai moina au pita takata au fusisi au pita ho tau ki motu o tau tolu, ke mawai hakoloa lelei kako o seni, koloa maho inga o kunofo i lalo o seni pe o kuna si fale mai pe pate pepe e misa watekini tonu ke tuka mua e ke fale alea ka feinga ke totongi mo waki se aina na amore hotau oceans pe mai pila suave malo e whaka ma mo oni whaka po whatoketa kuna hito hiena kuiloto i
ia si o whatu ka mautolu si ka inga whanongo kako whama ka pete tau nima taha ke tau hanga o mai hanga i whakaukau ma tau ki motu koe ui koe whainga mea koe ni kua u koe ni he taimi ni tau whito ki he konga koe ni ai waa mo purianga si ai nao koe ai ko haalai ki ai pea kou tui koe mea ia utotonu ke tau tokanga ki ai kai si tuku pea tonga ia ngai umea koe tau hoko ai ma tonga kai katau ki whenga tau tolu i muri hato ki whakaukau e ta i e sio ko ia ki e kahau kai sai esta malo o pito o whatka mutolu ka te whanga ki hulu ko sio ke tahe tau taimi pe ki foi no la lahi e tolu pe alava pe tau sio ai e fupangan ko ia koe o tau ou ki siaina tau pepe tau tutongi siaina koe ulu aki mea koe na e hoko koe e wafta valu ani koe na hoko koe i Tonga e wafta hano ia e wafta hano e mea koe i he tutu koe koe nuku alofa pe wafe ta valu reva na noa tonga. Na noa tonga ko ke tokoni ki hono whenga ko ki he mea ko ni.
Malelei.
E whakalelei i ko ni. Ai na no e tonga e panga tonga, kana e no i e panga Amerika. Ko ni ma 5.5 miliona. Ai na no i ko ke whai ake ngahi langa ko i he mea ko ia. Pe wheu o ko pau e ai ki he liriu ko ke panga tonga ko i he taimini. Ko no nga ko reportiu, kuna report pe he panga Amerika. Ako pau e ririu ki he reiti ko he taimini. Ai o ko panga tonga o whengo me panga e teau wano poini wa walu miliona. Ai na e no ko ia ko i he wafe tahavalu. Sai ko temsi ni ko no. Aia koe no totong whaafoke no koe ni talamai koe fo itau e wanoa. Koe interest rate koe pesete e ua i he tau. Pea waira pa mo ki grace period tau fitu. Ai ko no winga koe o pawe hau ke fo itau e wanoa ka ku ikai ke te ke ocean e te tukuma fo itau e fitu. Ai rewa ko paure te tau sio kai. Ai koe tahaua ono poine ua valu miliona. Ai panga nai no, tau behebe koe tau uruaki i he tau sio ki ai. I he foi interest ata ape, ai a ke totongi i he foi tau uruaki i tau whakufua pe, ai koe ua poini toluono miliona he panga tonga. Ke he interest pe ia. He foi tau uruaki. Pea ko paurewa te tau sio ke he totongi whakafoke principal of ki tau ila tau toria. How much he totongi ke he foi no totoni. Tu ke he interest si. Ai ako pau te tau wahe wanoa te au wano. Ai au fie mauia ke tau totongi tau toluia ai ono tolu poi ne ua walu miliona ke tau he fui tau wanoa. Te tau langa totongi fui mea goea no way. Ke tau langa. Oi fui no pea e taha ko ia. Sai i he wafe taha iwa na e te whai ai me fui no. Ai ako fui no ko ni ke whinga ke tokoni ono whakarerei o airport. Ai malai whakapuna. Ai ako no koe ni i he panga Amerikana e whaua po ine 5 miliona i he panga tonga panga hiva tolu po ine 5 miliona. Sai koe Thames koe a koe me o no tatau pia mo Thames koe ma tui koe wafi taha walu peni wafi taha hiva eni o hoko mai kai te riet mo fui no on top he no. Tu ke whanki no i ki ia. Tō mai benga fui pāpela. E stau whakatapu. Sai koe repayment. Ka repayment koe fui tau e wanoa. Tuku mai be si aina, ai offer koe grace period fui tau e fitu. Au tau pehepe koe tau e ua fitu.
Koea.
Ia koe interest rate o pese te ua e pe moia. Hange ko talanoa fika e pese te ua ki he tau. Ma tu e alu koe tau e holo ai e interest, Ka koe ua ki tau kona e totongi ai no, tau pepe koe wafta ahiva na whae no, maybe wafe wanoa koe kamata totongi, mahalo koe ula totongi ki he interest only, taha poine 5 miliona, i fo i tau uruaki. Whakafofo be e sta koe taha poine 5 he interest only, i he no he wafta ahiva, o wafe taha walu ua poine toluono miliona, i he interest only for the first year, ka toki holo ai foki. Pea koe foi tolu, koe foi no lahi e taha e hono tolu ki he emergency assistance loan, aia na e whai foi no koe ni, kono unga koe foi mau koe ni koe i he cyclone kita,
Koea.
Ia na e no ia i he wafe wanoa, ai taha wha poine tolu miliona panga Amerika, panga tonga tau taha poin whaono miliona. Sai koe interest ta taupe, pese te ua.
Pese te ua.
Ia koe Thames no, koe tau e wanoa, ka toi tuku mai besi aina, pa mo tau e fitu. Whafufua pen, wafi taha walu, no. Wafi taha hiva, no lah. Wafi wanoa, no lah. Tānaki katoa ngai fo ino katoa koe ni esta o kulau miliona pe ai fo i totongi pe ke interest only. Te kai ke totongi ai principal. Ai fo i amount koe na e kore. Toi tānaki mai moia koe whehu i rewa. Na tau whikai fo ke e sio kane ki panga tuku hau. I kai ke whiunga ke to tonge no ko ni hafui interest only. Kai mana tu ko tawanga da tolo fika I pe o ku ngā ue foi takilu ua fe katoa. Kau kai fo ke pe mahalo ka ki pe se te pe hongo fulu o ku ngā ue. Ko to e ngā rewa ia ko e ngā hei taure kereka pana wiki pe a kau ai foki pe a moe takatakai noa ia pe. Kau ai e te maulanga ai paanga ko ia. Ai e sta ko foi ko to ko hinga fo ka tano ka panga tu hau ko ni ko I e te income ngā ue.
Oh ya.
E ngā ka prianga pe ko te ngā ue ka kautaha pe ko ngai ko ia. Ai ko mea ka buai be fok me ngai tu hau ke tu hau fo ka tau ko tu hau ngai umea kuma mai mala pa puna mo wafu ngai umea ka to ko ka unga ko ai be ke fai ngofua
Ko ia.
Ai esta ko ta io o xio ko foi no la la beni e tolu e foi tau ko hoko tava ta wa foi wanoa mo lau miliona ga to ape o veo ko e taimi ni ai imagino foi enia te tau si mate tau tolu e taimi ko e toki ofio to ke o sta wanoa ka ko huanga fa tapu ka ko hinga ku esta ko tau ka hau o ku lotonga se lue tuku kehe ai ngahi no ke heia o ku e fo ke no ko feinga ke tokon ke pacheti fata u o tu ai be mo fanki no ke fanki me ape I he ngahi department bu ha be fanki me aiki o klere lo itonga we be fanki ki no ka ko me ko tano ke esta o toton ke tau ofa ki pure anga mo funga lahi na fai mo na feinga fai ka kulahi e tau hanga o si I tā palasia ki pure anga ka totonu ke tau feinga ke tau tokoni ko inga ke fumea koni ko fumea koni fai ke whakatala noa koni aia I he te mea ko sio ke ta taimi ko ke angata he
ia
he ko inga ko wasi ngai fo bilai whakatolo ke meani pe a ko hange ko kata mai ai pe mo au o ka boku whainga tā ia au pe fea isi pureanga.
E tu e peka te koe taka ta, malo.
Iyo. Ake si kainga whanongo ko maua o whalai ka te mo tolu e fia fini. Mandui ko ki hulu atu peki mea ko ni ke tau sio I he whakatu tā maki ko ia e tau whiohu me ngai fulaione. Me ngai fulaione ko ni koe whamamani lahi. Pa mo tu ko ia tonga ki he kahau. Ko hangi ko whakatanoa. Ko mea ko tau mana wasi ai. Ko hai mea ko hai ake no. Ko hai mea ko malu ake no. Ko tau ki konga tahi. Pe ko tau kere pureanga. Pe ko tau malai wakapuna. Pe ko tau wafu. Pe ko haha whahinga mea. Ka kuia I mana wasi. Pe kuia rewa e hoa. Pe ko tonu. Ke whai mo whainga e wawe taha. Ko haha whainga whunga ke tā whakafoki. Ai ngai whuno ko ni. Ke whai mo ki I vai uatu. Malo obito, mau ofalai ka te kumuto.
Malo, whamalo to e tang, ngahi analyse ko to apel tuk mai ka fini. Hoi me kai ngatonga ko tau a main ke tau mui o e tau ngawe. I he polokalama ko ia whale I mai tonga ka e tau te fito. Ke talanoa ko ia ke he whanua tipi whakatiplometika kon ko staina pa mo nau ngahi whaunga. Ka kuma ofalahi atu whamoi mola peka naha lea na e whamata tua. Pea I kai ke whiunga mo mea mai ma kole pe moa ke hupanga pe tala malo whanua pa mo e lotu. Ka mo mea atu a whātu whamaloa te mali mosione. Malo mea hano katoa pe whakapa atu. E sa tela maasi mamaile ka maako ki pe whikau te ta palo festa pa ke hawe kau pusi. Malo.
O whalahi atu ka maua malo e prokarama whawha ofa. Tau tau whilongo a kiwi ke kahau. Malo.
Hello.
Kainga tonga ko tu uta he pe area ngai ta avala mo ki ma au mo o faanga ko atak mai mi tonga kalas ke size ke ki ngai o wa mau inga o fonuani ko tu o wa tonga lo ke falavala ta avala putu mo e whakaahu Fe maa ta avala hoa ke lotu, fe ta avala o ki pele ke whakame, pe ko haki e kie, o fine e ki ke sāpa te whae. Ko hota tō ngā ia, whakakato te unga ke māu pe tau, mo e tala e aho pe feitu, o ku ke whanonga ki ai. Wakaina ko whainga mārien, he ko os i henia i Amerika lahi. I kai ke toi hela hanoa lea i ki Tonga, pe a tali mo whakasio, hataha kene o mai, ko osi i henia. Fetu tak mai lewa ki he ono ua walu, ono walu wa noa taha walu. O wawe peno fetuku, ko ia fetu tak mai lewa i he ahoni. Whapapa atu me he chūtonga.
Whainga mariko ni, te tau kolose pe ke tau ngahi uniongongo pea mei Tonga eiki, aia ku tuku mai a FMR A3Z.
Eke tu unga o ea I hono tuku mai me he wa awakai matangi a Tonga I wha tu. Ko ana si whale ka ono, ke wakai dewa en ke whakaiki ke uniongongo ki he Hawani. Nai tai maali e pot ngai tau tai, e toko ne whak me puli anga siapani o whawhuen he kautaha koe Nippona Foundation. Koe toko ni koe ni, maa ki nau tōlu koe uma amo uimi ngā tai, koe hi ke wakai ke ngai whima o whaka aho e ngai whaka tau tai. Koe whakai kiki o e talanoa koe ia, mo e whak toko ni mai koe ni, mo Liliani Polutele.
I whamatana tali kita o I Nippon Foundation a siapani take hero memra, koe konga eni nā toko ni kenu whamalo hia mo whakalalakai mo ui, puke mau anga mo ui koe ngai whamili newe sia me whakai waha I sanuali wa nā waua. Koe toka ngā koe hike toko lahi ka kai newe sia e nau ngahi nau waka me he whakai waha, te whita ki ngai whamili net whate whito e nau mo ui me tahi. Koe waka tau tai koe ni, koe wakai e taha walu o ku fute e wa tolu, pia waka lewa e taha wa ku fute e tolu wa. Ne me ai e ki paremia ho kawami liko whakamaki, whaamu lewa ki te koni eni ki hono langhake o I ekonomika e whanua whakaloku fua.
E leret mo tua he wafe ua ki he whataha ia whika aku pa mo tahi, mo oseni. E whai ki Lisbon. Pea he whainga maari ai o mau whitaulaki ai pia mo tata sea koni he Nippon Foundation. Ai koni nana whai toko ni. Kei manatu he rei mai pe, ai tata eki kau ngawe ki tongan. Nana wha ngau mai pe ki mua. Pia nai ai whainga maari e ke toe, kau pepe ke toe whakaivia. Ai wā koni, pia mo kau taha koni nana wha ngau mai ki tongan ni. Ai ko wafu o ua ia. Pako ahoni lewa tau mata tonu. Ai whie toko ni koni a kau taha koni. Nai whai koe tā noa, pana mau whahau ko ange pe, ko tui ko mea mahu inga. Ange ko mea e me sa, ki he ngahi kolo koe ni ofki mata tahina e wesi alahi. E nau mo anga mau maha whanki waka. Pea mo si o pe foki ki he ngahi holo, ki ala hola ki ai ka inga o pau I aha toi whatamaki e hoko he kaha au.
Ki ke huku iai pēme ngā hito koni kehe ai kautaha Nippon Foundation a muiangi o kau kei ngā hisa ke te whakahawhi mo ui me nau kehe pē ki he tautai me Folau waka. E kau ki heni me nau to koni ke no langa o ngai holo whakakolo e tolu I tā anga a ta tāsi I pehe ki matatoa. Koe whaamu ke hoko to koni ke kakai ngai kolo koe ni mo nau hao mo malu ki ai ka hoko ha whatamaki I he kahau. Ko langa I tau e hongo furutupu e to koni kautahani ki tongani, talo e hoko a to taha anai kautahani koe konsela whakalanglangi ma a tongani.
Liliani Polutele I he to koni ko tai mali e a tongani me I he puli anga siapani. Me whime aki koe whalealea o tongana e whae tokanga makehe o whikau aki eni pia moe whakatoka ngai koea e ngahi whamatala whakafonua whawhoi tui tui. Me koea o iloa koe ID, koe toka ngā ke o hihe e kulahi e ngai whanua muri o ikai ke nau whakatoka ngai I ki nau tolu, ai whamatala mahu inga whakafonua koe ni o whikau aki moha toko taha tonga. Whai ki ke talanoa koea ki Hawani mo Malia Gutenberg.
Koe do kanga I kau whawhunga toko lahi, koe uhi koe to tongi lolo tonga ke mau ake ha ID for ong, koe paanga I ni manoa aya o kumamafa, moi kole ke pule anga ha whaunga malawa ke holoki ake e to tongi koe ni. Koe toka ngā ke o hi ka paulewa o i kai whakatoa ngā I muli ai IT whawhanua a tonga ni, na malawa lewa ke te holoki hifo ai totongi pē e mauta e totongi pē. Ke toka ngā eni ai whawhonga kakai o ewa tahataha to ke tātani ala husmalohi ke piheki he whawhonga no pele o ewa no pele nuku.
Ka koe sea ka kompepe ke ua mua te aha totongi ki mea he ko hi. Koe urua ki, o koe kakai au nau fie o ke mau mai ha mea ka fie mau ai IT. O koe ke halai se nia wili te ha IT ia, koe IT pe na mei ngawe aki. Ka koe soi whaunga kon talama he office koe ni ke whai aki. Ka koe fie mau IT ke whetongi ho IT, ko ho te alo ka mata mimo ta meke te au kita toi kumai to tohi ta, kumi mai moe ha o mai. Hangei ha te toi ka mata fo, ko ha koe ke whakafoka te pe e te IT ku expire, pa whetongi mai ha te IT.
Ko mea ko hingo ke ko tau national IT o kai ke whakatokanga I ai mori. Ke ngā ue aki. Hapangke. Ko hinga wheu I ke mahu inga ai national IT ke lawa o whakatokanga I ke ngai whanua mori ke te ngā ue aki. He kong lawe ea ko no usila whaetua heki Australia, Amerika mo mea. Ka pahe kai ke te passporti ko ki nahana tō tari e mea. Ai IT. Ka ko hinga pe ko le peia ke pule anga. He ko hi he ku kono totongi ki mafa kono ke totong ke mafa te IT. Ka ko te kono aonga o anga pe tonga ni mahalo mo ka apai pa mo. Ko te o mat ko ki muri ko ke fatonga ia. Ka ko hinga me pe ko le ke pule anga ke te fai hanga au ang ki ai. Ka pa fai me pe hatari pule anga na malawa kire. Ke lawa ke tau ngā unu hake tau IT, ke hui ke whatonga e whamaman la.
Ka anai tali ke ka vengani ai whawhunga no pere whikaua o haapai no pele whawhanua.
Ko IT ko iau tai totong sea. Ko ka pai tau he totaha ko ia ne IT o au ke taimu expire ai o se tau nima. E whawhone IT tai totong. Ko tok taimi peuk te totongi ai o ka pau te hanga whamoreke te IT, ki mua pa expire IT ai pangani mano fe mau ke tongi aki. Ko mene tokon ki he ngau ko ni ai ka polisi pa mo pure anga. O ka pe he lau o fe mau to ta ko to pe ko fok ya ni IT ke ne puke IT ko he time ko to pe. O ko smau he lau. Pa ke tau te lau ka pau e ka te polisi ke o mai IT te ke lava o mai e malawa ke mo ua. O fa hu kita mahina ono pe mo ua pa anga pe fatolo ua o ake pa anga tahamana.
Nei whamahino lewa mehe Minister Lao sa mi waipulu koe ka veinga ke IT whawhanua o ku ihe malumalu ia oi ofisi palasi. Maaingonga le teo me televisoni tō ngau ka Malia Gutenbeon.
Na e whailonga ai e tasanok ane awhi a e tokoni ko tai maali ai a tongani te whitun ke he timiti na whafunga a tongani ki whiauhi olimpiki a ko tokoni whapaanga eni a puli anga Australia ko e pou ke he tuunga o kia e teu atu kia a tongani ki whiauhi olimpiki a amanaki whahoko I palesi whalanse I he tauni ko e whaiki ki o talanoa ko ia ki Hawani moliliani polutele.
Nei os tokonia e komiti tasanok e puli anga siapani ki mua kana I lalo pe e toko hongo fulu e kau a te lita. Ka I he tauni, ko tai maali e toko wa wha I he toko ni ke nā whafufungai a tongani. E mea tarawhikau lahi a Australia ki tongani Her Excellency Rachel Moore, ko e whakaamu ke toko ni ki he tuunga mateu a tongani ke sipoti olimpiki, ke nā whiauhi mo ke nā tolu I toa pule anga. Nane mea kua ko e sipoti olimpiki, ke ne la langa I e wāwhingai aki ngai whanua e Pasifiki, I e mahino, ko e sipoti ko toa pia kumahu inga ia ke mo ui ngai whanua e Pasifiki. I whamatala Presidenti o Tasanok, Michael Bloomfield, nane pehe, o kutai maali lahi komitini e toko ne puli anga Australia. I e mahino ki kai ngata pe I nā toko nia e sipoti adelita me teu ki Olimpiki. Ka kulahi me ngai toko ni ko nā whai me ngai sipoti ke kehepe. Ka o kei ne te polo me sipoti ai ka kai whaingata ia. Ko te koni koe niuk tai maali e whanau sipoti toko lahi o kau kei ka sipoti a te lita. Taekwondo, fuhu, a ka puru tata toko fitu, whiauhi lova kakao, whiauhi hiki mea mama whamui lova waka. Ko tai maali e ka sipoti a te lita e wangiau ni mango furu topu I e to koni koe ni a Ausitelelia me ngai whanua e taha tolu I he Pasifiki o kau kei a tongani. Koe whaamui puri anga Australia ki whamalohia mo whakaralaka i tuonga sipotia ngai whanua e Pasifiki. Ia mahina koe konga i e mo ui e Pasifiki to te whito, ki hono paotolo aki ai pe mo whakai ai e sino mo ui lelei, koe mo ui whewaiwahi aki. Tō ngā mateu teu mo e tu uloa koe kakai e Pasifiki, pe ki hono teu teu i hakakai sipoti lelei ai e Pasifiki.
O alpe ai tai bi beto tokolahi angi ai ngai mato amali ko nau vete mali i tongani pe ke ngatai ka longa i whanau o ku nau ma whanau ke tau si ke tahen e ka venga nai o haki lo tonga whemea aki i he lipot whatau koe ai potunga koe ke whamau anga wanoa wowa wanoa watolu whai ki ka talanoa koe ki Hawani mo Malia Gutenberg.
I he hoko ata wheme aki e komiti kakato na e tokolahi ai ka o whawhonga na na haa ki ka venga whika aki mai vete mali, e mahina ku kaka ki o lunga ai whika ai vete mali i he tau. Ko e lipoti whaatau ai poto ngā u e whamau anga o ku hai ai au ke ngai vete e tongi au tupu me he umali e whitingi au tupu, i he tau whapanga wawhi o wawhi wa tolu ai koe peseti e whaataha ia koe vete mali. Kana me pale mea koe peseti o vete mali o ku kao kei ai ngai vete mali me ngai tau ko mali watu. Koe to kanga eni mehe e whafonga kakai o ewa tahataha to i tātani ala fusma alohi. Pe koe hae makatu unga ki he kaka ki olunga ai vete mali i to ngāni me ngā ue o whahoko e pule anga ke vete ki a ke whingata ani i he kaha u. Nāne toi pehe koe wha eli tau i ki koa o pike tau si isi i koe tau taha nima. Ne whai me to kanga ki heni ai whafonga no pele o ewa no pele nuku ke tu unga whiai ai vete mali i tongani.
O kase u hopo te ki awhanga tuku me moa, koe uhia koe ia, kono whakatau ka whangea o walua, koe lahi taha, koe te au wamaru koe vete mali. Tau koe ke holo ia, koe ni aru koe i he program, i he rekot koe o alu ke lahi ange, a vete mali. Whamawanga mai tau tupu, pea hapilishone. Ko hai o hinga ulahi ngai goe hia ko ni goe whakaos pa mo whanau tau iki. Pa mo hono whamamahe ki nau tolu goe o e tau whatahi nau tolu mga hei hia goe kakai lalahi.
Nei tāri ke hongo ka venga ni Minister Lao ka ko tokoni pale mea Sami Vaipulu.
Mea goe ke vete mari e ksea. Ulahi ka waru tori mo mea pakulahi e pe mo ngahi parpare maa. Ika i tau pure e tau tō koe mea whakatau tahai. Koe ngahi nā nunga pe nia ai au tori mo tau. Tau mau he whae koe, whakaikonomika, ka tau more he whae koe whakasosiare. Maro angai ki tō laha kau whai whekau. Ke nau rea ke tuku e vete mari. Koe hai koe whamauanga pe ke hai ki he tō tupu. Ka ku os fai vete u teu e ksea u os lisi. E potonga e pirisone kon kere e kai walu. Hanga mai pe ki totol. Ke lawa o tau ia e whanau i.
Na ia mingai ka venga ke hepe o whilawe i moiongo ka venga ko ini kau kia whie mao ke whau halao ke malawa whaka ilo ake ta mai o ini ihi o whanau i mai ehe ni ihi koe ni te eki mao hoa. Kai behege whe mao ke pule anga ke whai hanga ue whawawe wawe ke holoki fo ake vete mali i he lorotongani. Kānei tāli me pule anga e whai e whingai ake me kau whai whekau e ngahi siasi ke whamama whai ke hongo mea mali ai whatongia mahu inga o i fua kawa o ku nau whakahoko. Ma ai ngonga le teo me televisone tonga o kua Malia Gutenberg.
Liliani polu tele e pe mo e tu unga o ki ai a tokoni kunu whai via koe tim sipoti a tongani, tina whahafonga e te whanua ke whi au olimpiki ko ia i pāle si whalanse i he taungi. O tokahane pot ngai mo ui o hi koe toka lahi koe whanau whiwhini o i kai ke nau kawat ke polo kalama huhumalu i koe nau taunga whanau hangi koe whakatapu, pe koe huhumalu i koe ni HPV. Koe toka ngahe o kutou tō whai ai uki ka o i kai peke toka lahi a hanoa whea koea ai polo kalama ke huhumalu i koe ni. Malia Gutenberg me whakaiki iki.
E whamatala ai pule o e waa huhumalu i ai poto ngā ue mo uisi staffu tei, kua o peke tau si isi i koe tau a wha i to ngani koe ne mao ai kansa koe ni pe i kai malawa ke te whai hawhai to o ke te ia.
Wa o toko tahaua i he tau o mao. Ke ai ni i ai i kai ke te lava whai a ngā ue ki ai po mao ko tō mui. Koe whakapio anaki koe ke ngai whanua, ta koe pehe koe koe tonu. Koe ngai whanua ni o knoko pe i toko wha. ka koe tu koe tonga ni o malunga o pito pa koe uhinga ia o mai o malu i koe ni koe kole peke ka kai fonua koe whalolo ma o ka pau ia a taha o mau tau te fito ki tau iki ange koe tau tisi ta mau i he tansango te tanga whanau koe ta ua wha ka whaotanga kai fonua ko hi ko tu koe ko tu ngā whakatu tāmaki he ku whatonganga i he potu ngā we o ku alu ki lahi ange te alu ki sisi ange tau motu au nau ma ai tansa koe ni o whinga ki hu malu i
Ke tu unga maulalo o piai ai huhu malu i HPV i to ngani whakahoa ki he ngai huhu malu i ke he, ai ko beset pe tolu wha kua nau huhu malu i.
Koe kōle pe, i ka kai e whonua, tau te whito ke kau tau i whanau, pia ki tau tolu ngahi wha e, koutui pe, o tau osisi o mata, i he ngahi mahaki ko ni i ne wesia hani i mahino o pito pe ko ne wesia ko ia ko wesia i family e wesia fa na we se paniti ko ngai kupu fe kau aki kapai a taha e puke i mahaki ko ni o tu o wesia ko to ko e ola lele te tau sio tau toria tau ho fulu ki wanoa ka hoko
e ke manaki ki hoko atu i epeleli ai polo kala mahu malu i ke ngahi ako ma ai whana fe fini tau hong fulu ke tau taha wha Nega mata e polo kala mahu malu i ko ini i tongani e ta wā whe wowa, ka ko pe seti si i pe o whanau whe whine ko huhu malu i mai whatu a melie ke to unga e iai e ta uni. Ma ai ngonga le teo me televisione tonga ko Amalia Kutsenbeol.
To unga o kia ngai o kai pot ngai mo ui ko hiri mahu inga ko iai mo ui whanau whe whine, pe pe foki ki hono malu i hono taonga whanau ko hi koe kaha o. Pea nai whanki atu e kau taha ke polo koe ato ngai. Nau inasi koe ki he ngahi sino ngāwe ai nau mau inasi i he ngāwe koe ai kau taha ke polo ato ngā. Ai nei whiunga whakatoa eni o whatatau ki whamatalapa anga. O nau ngāwe e ta wanoa woa wanoa watolu mo inasi koe taha desmaliono miliona. Nei vahe eni ki ngahi hoa ngāwe e tolu ai nei kau kai puli anga tonga mo taha miliona tupu. Pepe he foki ki hongo sino ngāwe koe kau taha whetu taki atonga, kai uma a ai kau taha koe tichisio ane taki peseti e taha ono ai inasi koe nei whaki ato. I whamatala koe au pule lahi kau taha ki polo atonga ni, ai ko se misi pānuwe, ke ongongo ali te omu televisione tonga o koko atu pia ngai polo kalama ngāwe, ke whalakalaka koe ai kau taha ki polo i tonga ni, tau te whito ki he tu unga o ki ai, kano whakatoka koe ki polo ki wawao.
Te koe mau declared dividend ki he ta o whapaanga wanoa wa tolu. Tagu mau bewe mai no bewe mantu ko tolu fo mau shareholders ai ko pule anga ko kongalahi ana to ka mo TCC pa mo TCC. Ai ko declared dividend ko ai paka to na ta hapo ni ono ai declare ko dividend ko like ai ko party ki vai ki shareholder tolu. Taponyono miliona pangatonga. Ko maulunga tahan i he naulau fa metric return on equity. I he tawa tawe tu ko ya e tonga ke bolo. Ka koe maulunga tahan ai inasi po vahe ke pulanga. Ka mo shareholder e ua ko ni. Ka ngalahi pe ko ngako fima pe ke tu ki sen ke fa ke ngawe ko ke second ke bolo.
Koe kau taha kei polo koe atonga o whamalumalu he pot ngau ki ngai business ai puli anga. Pea whatatau ke lao koe ki ngai business ai puli anga. Ko pau ke whakeat a inasi. Mi he kau puate koe ia, pe koe kau tali ki ta puate kau taha koe ia koe inasi ki he puli anga. Koe uni ngongo whalot whanua pe ki hauani. Fumumi tahe ngongo mehe malai o sipoti koko mai oka hili eni mo Mark Ake.
Malo e rei, malo e lama mai ki o tau whare koloa PDH.
Malo da ke whenau mai mo wakai ki e malai o sipoti. Me malai o hiki me mamafa, me mau mentali polonisi a tongani i wheau hiki me mamafa o Oceania i Aukalani, aia ne toke kato ki au sapate o e wiki ko si. Ko hiri ene whikatolu a Joshua Wiki Lifi e kalasi hiki me mamafa ki o kalami te o maua. Ni metali koula a Don Opelonge miha amoa kaisitiva a Daniela Raina Bongi mi fisi. Ni hau koe wheau hini ko hawhenga maria ki kolo whaia e kau o te rita hiki mamafa o Oceania ki he olimpiki e ta uni Hiri mahino ko holo ngahi sea ki whia huini. O le tonga e ni, i kona me tari koula e mata pule tonga ko David Liti ma anu usila ni kalaspa ma mawhateo mahi wā. Na e siriwa asa ne re mao mi ha amoa kai pronise a malaki whao mau sirifala me ino usila. E to iau whenga maari a wiki ilifi ki toi kore whai ki hone biki i whiahoi whenga kore whai e taha o kwa manaki whakahoko i Taileni i Epereri. Me a kapolori iki, o kwa manaki ki whenga i kalapu Super League ko le Lee Leopards ki nga puke ia e nau kapteni ka koe forwardi mate mātonga ato tuku ko John Asiata ki ringa hi ripoti o nepehe tene toi foki ki he NRL. O ko ripoti he kautaha Wide World of Sports o iei ngahi kalapu NRL e tolu o nau whima o Asiata pe o kagato e ne areapa wainga i nglani i he tauni. O ia mga ripoti o nepehe e whinga li ki nau puke Asiata he koe taha ia kau wainga maho inga tahe kalapu taru me ne whakamoni mo ki nau tolu i he wanoa ua. Ne kau Asiata he timi e Cowboys whakatahe mo Jason Tamalolo na ma e whiahu NRL i he unua noa taha ni maa. Mai na foki ne to qualify a Lee Leopards ki whiahu Super League ki muini hiri na ma e whiahu klasi ua pe taru me ai e kau Asiata he tahe kau fweti le rei taha mai timi mo e whiahu hi whakatoa. Pea mihi mala e o tenisi o kapanaki ke whainga mata pole Britania ko Andy Murray i whiahi Olimpiki o tauni ki mua pene tok whakawhisi. Ko ta atolu fito i Murray pe au teki kene fu loko i kuna ha ngahi whainga pe ko ngahi whiahu i ngahi mahina ki muini. Ne foia Murray he takai hono ua e whiahu i tupai a ne afi ka ki mua ia na ne whakaha a ne whakaamu ke toi whainga i Olimpiki. Ne kuna koula Murray i whiahi tenisi ka kai tangata i Olimpiki he wanoa tahawa i Londoni mo e whiahi Olimpiki he wanoa tahaunau i Rio. Iene pehe lewa une whiwa inga i Olimpiki o tauni i Parisi. Na pehe Murray ka tonga malunga taha i ne moui ko taimina ne malohi ai i a Roger Federer i whainolo i Olimpiki he wanoa tahawa. Pego si poti i pehe.
Mark ake me whamui tahe o ngongo me he malai o e sipoti, tau wakai hen ke he tuunga o e ea i hono tuku mai me he wa awakai matangi a tonga i whaamotu.
Tunga lor tonga ko ia o e ea, ko ha alo tāmaki uha o kunenga unu mai me he whakatonga hihifo, ki tonga tapu pia mo ewa. Ki he via whinia, ko ha au whia pia moha uha tu moto, tene ue sea ngō wahe whanuani, o a uatu ki apongpongi. Ka ihe taim tau pe ko ha alo tāmaki ua e taha mehi whakatoke lau o kunenga unu mai ki he ngoni wā, ki he pōni pe pia mo ia. Wakaire whakake tua pō ko ia apongpongi, whakauke au whia iha ngahi taimi pea moha uha tu moto, ki he ngoni wā ia. Pea koe hawiri o kuwangi ki me he hahake ka o maa e toke lau hahake. Pea whiangi aki iha ngahi taimi, fua maa whanai maarunga taha pe ki he tolu ua pea mauraro taha ki he wano. Ki wawa o pea moha pai lahi peke alo maari e tu ke hangi hea o whia iha ngahi taimi pea moha uha tu moto to holo ki he otu hapai ia. Koe hawiri o kuwangi iki me he toke lau ka o mai toke lau hake pea whiangi aki iha ngahi taimi. Fua maa whanai maarunga taha pe ki he tolu taha pea mauraro taha ki he ua nima. I tonga taha pea mo ewa aia ko lere tiko ni au whia pelangi iha ngahi taimi pea moha uha tu moto lolo lahi iha ngahi taimi pea malawa ke iai pea moa mana mana. Hawiri o kuwangi iki ke mamalohi me toke lau, ka maa ai toke lau hihifo. Fua mawhanai marunga taha pe ki tau taha pea maularo taha ki he ua wha. Whamatala koe ki tahi o ku kei tuu pe whatokanga hako mo e wharei. Tokanga ki ngahi whanki wakai ki ke po tahi ko ia o teriki tonga mo teriki toke lau. Pea fua ke to'o ai whatokanga koe ni ki he pongpongi a pongpongi. Wakai ke tua pō ko ia pongpongi, te tau ka mata pe me po tahi ko ia o toke whatokanga, potu tahi ko ia o teriki tonga mo teri toke lau. Hawiri me he toke lau mo e toke lau hihi fo maalo hi ko e maire tahe tahanima ke wanoa ke hoa, pea aluhake hoa ke maire tahe wanima ke taunoa ke hoa iha ngahi taimi. E teka oangi me he tonga, i he maire tahi e hongo fuki tahanima ke hoa, holo hawiri ki he osi tua pōko ia o pōni. Ko taini mi ko housi ke hou e tahi, au ke mita e tolu pea whaka au ke toka maari ke hou housi i a hengi hengi. pea e kai ke rei foki ai wakai I he ngahi whei tu uko ia oku uha lahi pea mo mana mana. Wha au ke maa atu ai loa koe ni ke pongpongi ia a pongpongi. Hawili me toke lau mo e toke lau hihi fo po tahi ni o tonga tapu mo e wa ma lohi koe hongo fruta hanima pea hike ko au ke male tahi e wanoa ke hoa ia ngai taimi. Po tahi koe hongo ni wa hawili me hahake ka mai toke lau hahake mai tahi hongo fruta hanima ke hoa pepe ke po tahi koe wawa mo hapai me he toke lau ka mai toke lau hahake hongo fruta hanima ki he hoa pea whiangia ke au ke male tahi hongo fruta ki he hoa iha ngahi taimi aia oku toka maari e tahi I wawa o pea mo hapai. Taimi hua mai mamaha koe tahi koe kinu kolo whatau maari e tahi I he poni o snima koe me tātaha. Maha toka ia hengi hengi o siwano koe me nima. Pea koe hopo la a I he toiwa tolu koe ki he fitu pongpongia pongpong mai hopo a mahi na ponia o stawha koe ia me he hiva. Au me ke whaosi aia koe tau whamatala ea a he ono kinu kolo wha ka mata me he tōnaki koe ni o wa o ki he tu a plelu kaha o. Hawiri ai me lai lofo pe a he ono koe ni me he hahake. Tuke he pe pule lulu te ka ia o wangi mai me he toke lau hahake. A he ono koe ni foki. E lahi peke au awhia ia ngahi taimi pea moha uha tu mo tō holo. Fua maa whanai marunga taha peke tō noa ki he tō taha. Pea maulualo taha ki he ua tolu ki he ua nima. Koe hau koe ia o ea. Fua ke au ke peseti e walu noa ki he hiva nima.
Koe do unga o ea I hono tuku mai me he wa awakai matangi koe atonga I whaamutu. Tau te wakai mua ke ulu I o ngongo o e hoa. Ta I malian atonga ni e he tokoni ke wakatou tai tolongo fulu me he puli anga siapani. Tokanga whime ake whalea lea ke alupe a taimi me lahi ange ai vete koe ia ai mali I tongani, pe koe mali vete I tongani. Pea e kai peke haola e whenga koe ia ai potunga we mo ui ke te toko lahi nge whanau ke whine, ko atu ke huhu malu I HPV, pe koe huhu malu I eni, ma ai taonga whanau koe ia whanau ke whine, hange ke whakatapu. Koe uni o ngongo whalot whanua pe ia, pu mo tahi o ngongo me malai o sipoti, mo e tau wakai ke tu unga o ea, e no tuku mai me he waawakai matangi atonga I whaamotu. Me whakatawange ne au tōna tuia ki he roto whale ko toa pe ka mo me aha.
Trade International LLC, Importers, Exporters International Trade. Kua mau ke tiri wata totongia tu aho o ngahi fie mau I California. Hange ko talo, manio ke sipi pulu masima. Sosis, mui bibi, ka fresh may fish, kapapul kapai, ka kapaniu, kapasita, with pigs no sila, pata no sila, sosis no sila, lai pele, lai lu tuk aisi, lai lu fresh. Teu ki mana wa he, ka ke tā ki fika telefoni hiva tahano, ua walu hiva fitu noa hiva walu, kene whakakakato atu, he oku si e gulea kai amu atu. Ogos mau ngai pini tā katoa tola wangau, pini malo lele te au ni manoa, pini fo pangate au ko osfon wake iho o ngai fie mau. Pe he Amerika ko nau tol pe oktiliva, ko Sky Trade International, fika telefoni, hiva tahao no ua walu, hiva fit noa hiva walu, fika telefoni, hiva tahao no ua walu, hiva fitu noa hiva walu, iyo ko Sky Trade International ia. ko e tau pehepe manioke amio ifo vovo pe mahino e sila ko e to e pehe manioke mei matahau to e sila i moia he ke ate no lo taha pe ato ki o kulo iwi pe mo ne lau i kai to video e mo ngako pe ka ki tama i au ki fo i manioke tama pe to pe ki lo to umu awa pe alu le vai ki fo vale fra kalonga ta pe ko taimi mo moko ni ki te ta pe o pae pae mo te fu haka manioke pe area o wan na ke to hanu mai kange ka to mui ta ke fika telefoni ono ni manoa fitu hiva valu fa fitu to noa ki anaki vea matahau pe ko ono ni manoa to fa ono noa to noa ki atahi vea matahau fika telefoni ono ni manoa fitu hiva valu fa fitu to noa pe ko ono ni manoa tolu fa ono noa to noa io ko manioke lole manioke amio manioke ifo manioke ngako pe ato e laulo taha heko e tu wakia o ngahi ahoni.